Everybody, this is episode 28. I have it wrong up here. It says 22. That is so off.
22. How is it?
That is just the worst.
Off?
I don't pay attention to that anymore.
It's
but
older than us.
I'm right. It is episode 28 tonight.
Nuts.
Oh man, we're past 6 months. We're heading on 7 months. This is insane. We've been doing this for a very long
We have
time.
some other big news too.
Yeah, we do have some big news, but we'll get to that later. Guys,
About this already?
we are the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated video stream on every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, and we don't have to worry about Game of Thrones anymore.
We do not.
No, but it was a good finale, so I hope you guys all enjoyed that.
Oh,
I'm Andrew.
so good. Mike.
Brother Anthony is joining us tonight.
And replacing
priest.
Mark.
He's going into the ministry.
Yes.
Yes.
Let's go with that. Mark's in the chat room.
Mark is in the chat room, guys. I'm sure you've seen him already, but I'm sure he can talk to you sometime.
And of course, Angel, moderator extraordinaire over here. Make the sound, go ahead.
Nathan. I thought you were gonna say Nathan.
No, make the sound. There you go. Angel, Kristen, Midori.
Kristen Midori.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Okay, before we get into the official gaming stuff and all that good stuff, what's going on this week? We're not going to talk about our stuff yet. Anything going on?
no?
Anyone else?
No.
You had your birthday. Did we talk about your birthday at all on the show?
No, well, you guys brought it up last week because it was that same weekend. It was a good time.
It was a very good
It's been a
time.
very good time.
And the Rangers lost, which was very good for
Yes, I was so happy. That was me and Mark were so excited when he showed up. We're like, yes! So that was a very good time.
you. Yeah,
Well,
it was a very good time.
when I showed up at 9.
Yeah, way before we.
I showed up at 9 and I sat in the parking lot for an hour to wait for them. I just stared.
Because you're so antisocial.
No. No, I'm not.
Antoine, what's going on with you? What did you do this week? Did you see any movies, watch any TV shows?
Anthony got engaged.
Yeah, you did.
He did.
We did get engaged.
Fake engaged on Facebook. Let's just get that out
What
of
was
the
the
way
point
right
of that,
now.
by the way? Because I still haven't asked you yet.
It was just fucking hilarious. It just turned to this thing. He was wearing a ring on his right hand, and he put his hand on my chest like jokingly, and I just saw the opportunity to just flip the picture and just add it to Facebook, and I captioned it. He said
care?
yes, and oh no, he thought it was fucking hilarious. The
Dude,
entire
Jamaican
night.
Dave is so entertaining.
He is,
so
man.
good.
It was the best night ever. It really was.
Mark's word says we have a huge delay, 20 effing seconds. Thank you for blocking that out there, Mark. What's going on with you, Kristen?
I went to the Backstreet Boys concert last night in
Ooh.
Camden, New Jersey.
Ooh.
How'd that go for you?
It's good. Nick Carter looked really good.
I think we know what our song's going to be tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Everybody?
Yeah, I think it has to be, right?
I was going to do that anyway.
And actually, I saw pictures last night when I was laying in bed that Nick Carter was at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just walking around Comic-Con.
Comic-Con. Just say Comic-Con. Comic-Con.
She can say Comic-Con.
I just thought it was funny.
Comic-Con.
Because that's how what it is.
I know. I just never heard it that way. Go ahead.
So, yeah, I'm glad that I lived in Camden too. I took a train with my sister. No, Nick Carter was just walking around Comic-Con.
I'm
Stop!
sorry, it's just funny. Is that not funny?
I don't think it's nearly as entertaining as you do.
I just thought I think it's really funny. Okay, I'm gonna let it go.
So I'm really upset that he was there and I could have went like I did last year, and I could have just met him for free.
Well, you did.
And he got pictures with people from The Walking Dead. So yeah.
We might try to do
that's
New
that.
York Comic Con. So
We are going to do New York Comic-Con, at the very least cover it, so anybody that is going to that. Like
Nick Carter
Joe
is not a washed-up meth head.
I knew she was gonna acknowledge
Yeah,
that.
come on, guys. He's not a meth head. Come on.
He's my
He's-
favorite person other than Andrew. So
That statement is not completely
Wow,
true.
that
He
is-
is not a meth head.
he's not a meth head. Maybe
Right.
he's done drugs, but he's not a meth head.
Yeah, he
And
might
if
be washed
he is,
up,
he looks like a
but
good
he's not a meth head. All right.
Yeah.
okay, we have other big news.
Okay.
So do we want to save that for later, or we want to move on to the show?
I think we can start with that if you want to get it out there. I didn't
We'll
know
just
you
do
guys
it
were
later.
going
later.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. How about we start with the actual weekly update then?
Aaron Carter's awesome too. I love the whole Carter family.
All right. So we had the Destiny Alpha happen last week. We had a really good time with it.
Awesome.
Supposedly there was like millions and millions of matches played in those 4 days alone. Sounds like it was a big success.
People were selling their beta access.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
people that when they got like the codes and everything like that to use for the beta, they were able to sell. I think some people sold it for like $250.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it was really good, and I think a lot of people were excited about it, and they were sad that it ended so soon. But there's been a little bit of Destiny news coming out since then. One story is that the game is actually exclusive to PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 in Japan. They're not even going to release it on Xbox One at all.
Now, I heard that was a rumor. I heard that was...
No, I haven't seen it debunked anywhere since. If anyone else has seen it debunked, let me know. But right now, it seems like it's exclusive to PS4 and PS3 in Japan, which makes
crazy.
sense a little bit, right?
I mean,
the first-person shooters usually do pretty well over there because you do get that Xbox One crowd, even though no matter how small it is, they'll buy it because that's usually what caters to that crowd in Japan. So maybe they just didn't see enough of it, like a turn back for it, like a return. So
right.
I guess they decided against it. But we also have a little bit of news on what this supposed exclusive PlayStation 4 content is going to be that they keep talking about.
Right.
Quote here, at launch, PS4 and PS3 owners will get exclusive access to a unique co-op strike located on Mars, an exclusive competitive map, and a slew of exclusive guns, gears, and ships. And here's the crazy part, is that PS4 content is going to be exclusive for at least 1 full year.
Mm-hmm.
That's not typical when it comes to content
normally it's
like this.
like a couple months at the most?
At most, yeah. I mean, you look at Call of Duty map packs on Xbox
It's usually
360.
like, 2 weeks, I think?
It's usually 2 weeks to a month at
Right.
most. So yeah, this is. I know on like NeoGAF and stuff, like everyone was like, "This is ridiculous! I can't believe they're doing this." And a lot of people that own Xbox Ones really feel like gypped and kind of offended by this, especially coming from Bungie, a studio that was very Xbox centric before.
I'll
So-
say 2 things on that.
Yeah.
A, Insomniac, fuck you.
A lot of people
And
are having problems with the stream.
huh?
A lot of people are having problems with
Yeah, I saw that. It's gonna be a little annoying. I don't know what it
Broadcast
is tonight.
Yeah, we did drop down to 0. Hold on a sec. Let's see if everything comes out okay. We
I think it's
click
fine.
on the little button there. See if we still have people in the chat.
Yeah, we have people in the chat, dude. You're good.
All right. Hey, Henry, welcome to the room, man. Please say hello to Mike. Hello, Mike. What were you gonna say? Did you lose your train of thought?
I was saying, like, you guys got Insomniac.
Yeah.
So you have that.
It's
You
a
secure
trade-off.
that way, and they've been with us for a long time.
And they got Insomniac exclusively. We don't get it at all.
We don't get anything from them. And,
Yeah.
and the last few games they made were kind of shit
From Insomniac?
from Insomniac.
Well, yeah, the recent Ratchet and Clank games were the worst of the bunch, and then also
Into the
Fuse.
Nexus was okay, but it was
Okay.
just ridiculously short.
Yeah.
So I mean, we got the shit end of the stick on that.
And then Fuse just turned into a completely bland thing as opposed to what it started off.
oh my
which
god, it was so.
Overstrike.
Remember, I
Yeah.
didn't even realize that it was looking so entertaining.
Yeah, it really was
excited
looking
for
cool, and then they kind of gave in, I'm guessing, to EA's like kind of feedback on what they
Right.
wanted it to be, and it turned out to be just a watered down kind of bland
that. Yeah,
co-op
it
shooter
shouldn't
like
mean
any other
anything to
game.
anybody.
Really boring.
So I mean, they're it goes both ways.
Yeah.
So at least you guys are getting it. We don't get Titanfall over on the
Not the
PS4
first one,
side.
it sounds like.
No. So I mean, it's an exclusive thing, and it happens.
Yep, it happens, yeah.
So
At least it's only content. You guys still get the full
Right.
game when it comes out. So.
And most of the time, these extra content things aren't all that amazing. Within that.
I just want to say real quick to My Dark Passenger, PS Now beta, we are going to talk about that a little later because there was some more clarification when it comes to prices and stuff this past
Hopefully
week.
not.
And hopefully it's just placeholder stuff, but we'll get to that later on. Also, before we move on to our next story, I think we have 60 people in the room right now. Twitch has been acting weird tonight, so we can't tell. But let's just say, get out in front and say, guys, all of our information is on the TV in front of us right here. You can go on twitch.tv and heart us. You got our Twitter there as well, Facebook, our official website, thelevelupshow.com. And we also added our YouTube onto here as well now because that's really important to us. Go to youtube.com/thelevelupshow, level spelled LVL, for a lot of special videos and also for archives of every live show. So they'll all go on there after. And then finally, Mike and I are both on PSN. We both have PS4. So add us. I'm Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. Anyone who adds us or anything like that, we're going to read you off during the show because we want to show our appreciation for your ad or heart or follow.
I will read your name off.
Yeah, Kristen always reads them off. So,
Baby's okay. Remember that one?
baby's good. Good?
Baby's good.
Yeah, something like that. That was a good name. Sorry,
Okay,
go
Mark.
ahead, Mike.
Mark's posting everything for me.
Look at this. Mark, you are a beast.
I thought
man.
he said that he wasn't going to post everything.
He is.
He's a beast.
Mark is a beast. Him and his baby.
So indies and third-party games not first party will be the Vita's focus from
Yes.
here on out. Which, I mean, we've kind of seen that happening already.
Yeah.
We've known this was coming. But in an actual interview with Shuei Yoshida, he said it's very fortunate that the indie boom happened and that they are providing lots of great content to the Vita. Gameplay, game mechanic wise, people want to spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes getting in and out. On Vita, it's great to suspend the functionality, so these indie games are really great for that game design standpoint.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's exactly what portables are meant for.
Yeah.
You know, no one really uses a portable for gaming in the way that they used to with the Game Boy.
And especially not like the console. The console experience is something that never really took off
Right.
on the handhelds, and we see that with the Vita for sure, because that's what they were trying to do, is they were trying to get that console experience on the handheld, and it works when it comes to like remote play and stuff
Mhm.
like that, because that's just a feature that's included. But people want these like bite-sized experiences on handheld, and it's not what they're getting on Vita. 3DS gets a little bit more of that kind of stuff, and that's probably
Right,
why
and
it's taken
it's a
off.
little disappointing because there are people that will spend time on the handhelds and everything like that. Like for instance, if they made, and there are certain, only for certain genres,
Yeah.
if they made some good, a couple really good first-party, RPGs, turn-based ones or something like that, they would do really well. Look at how the DS is doing.
Yeah.
RPGs are one of their best pieces.
Yeah.
But like these, intricate platformers and
Yeah, like God of War doesn't really make a ton of sense on Vita or even PSP, even though they were good games. I would have rather played them on the big screen. It just does. There's certain games that work better. Persona was a perfect game for
Right.
the Vita, actually, because like you said, RPGs really do work well. I
Right,
think on
it's
handhelds.
great for
But I'm actually happy about this because I'd rather them focus on their first party stuff.
as long
on
as they're
PS4.
focusing on it.
Yeah, I like the first party exclusive content
Right.
focused on their big console, which to me is PS4. So I'm happy about this. The indie stuff is really fun, and they'll continue to get third party support on Vita. I mean, really, the Vita isn't doing that great. Let's be
No, we
honest.
don't.
It's not selling like
Right.
it was supposed to. So they've got to abandon ship at some point. Unfortunately, it seems like it's now.
What, the Vita?
Yeah.
What?
I bought it. Yeah, I mean, I bought the Vita at launch, and what do I have for it? I've got Persona, Uncharted, all the PlayStation Plus stuff. But how
Pretty much
often do I
everything
play
that
it?
came
You
out
don't
within
see me
the
play
first
that
year.
often.
That's it.
No, but, well, you've been busy, but
I'm busy with PS4.
There's really nothing out for it. Though.
There really nothing. We shouldn't say that. There is stuff for Vita, a lot of indie stuff, a lot of
What I'm saying,
stuff.
yeah,
but not a lot of stuff that I really want to play. Persona
Right.
was the last great game that I played on it, and I love that. It was one of the best games I played in a while, but it doesn't really have anything looking forward that I can think of that I'm looking forward to. So that's a bummer. Got a little bit more Naughty Dog news here. The Last of Us Remastered is coming out in the next couple months. And if you guys don't know, Corin Yu, who female coder, is considered one of the most talented in the industry. She worked, I'm pretty sure, at 343 for a while, and then went over to Naughty Dog. And people were really wondering how is she going to affect the development team at Naughty Dog.
Wasn't that when everybody was wondering if she was going to make things more multiplayer centric and everything?
Oh no, people thought that she was like an overhyped developer, and that like someone was coming out on Twitter saying that he knew her personally and that her work was crap and all this kind of stuff. It sounds like that was all complete bullshit because everyone that's talking about her now says that she's one of the most dedicated coders out there and one of the most talented, and it shows because on her Twitter post recently she's talking about, we are coding hard over the weekends with our Naughty Dog graphics team to push The Last of Us above 60 frames per second. And then it was kind of funny because it went into this thing where a lot of other developers commented on her tweet saying, I feel sorry for you. Like that you're putting so much time into something that won't matter in the future. Pretty much saying like it isn't worth it to put so much heart and soul into something.
Right.
And then she kept saying like, this is what I'd love to do. Like I'm not doing this because like I'm being forced by my higher ups to work 18-hour days. I do this because I love to do this. And it kind of started this thing between her and Cliff Bleszinski, actually, on Twitter about when is it too far? When are you being used by your higher-ups? Like, that kind of thing. Because coders, we know, they work long days.
Yeah.
Especially towards the end of development.
Especially, and I mean, just to back that up, Kotaku had they're doing a lot of great editorial pieces right now on, like, the really crappy side of working for game companies and, publishing companies and stuff like that. I don't know if you've seen any of those.
Yeah, I've seen a little bit, yeah.
Where they have, like, the letters that people write in, and it's crazy. I was looking at a lot of them, and they really abuse it.
She did talk a little bit more in depth about what she's been doing. She said, to graphics code the head, face, and Drake's shirt for the Uncharted PS4 trailer, I slept overnight at the Naughty Dog office many times, such as reality. And I think that was what really caused some people to come out, saying like hearing that she
happens
sleeps
all the time.
overnight.
You being an architect, you know that happens.
I know. I
And
know.
look at you when you were in school.
Yeah.
How many times did you spend like 30 odd hours in that library?
I would do all-nighters a lot, and,
You know,
it's no different in industry, especially when you love what you
when you're
do.
passionate about something that you do, you're gonna go all out for it, and
Yeah.
you're gonna, bleed, sweat, whatever. It
Like
doesn't
home
matter.
decorating.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
No, that's
Segue.
not what I'm passionate about.
I know. Yeah, definitely.
I don't sleep when I go somewhere that I live in.
Mm-hmm. You want to just say what you're talking about?
No, I'm just saying. Like in college, I lived in so many dorms,
Uh-huh.
so many, and I would just grab all my crap with a little rolling cart by myself. I must have moved 5 times when I was in my first college. I slept on a dog bed for 1 year.
Yeah.
I did. In my friend's room because I hated my roommates. I had a giant dog bed, and I would sleep in a little curled up on it. I did.
This is going to lead so badly in the comments.
What?
The fact that you just.
Let me ask you real quick, 'cause speaking of your opinion, because you watched the Uncharted trailer with me.
It looked amazing.
The Uncharted 4 trailer, yeah. That's...
You watched him play the game the first time, right?
She never saw me play Uncharted, only Last of Us.
Okay.
Which is the same developer as Uncharted. And I think that's...
I think Naughty Dog is phenomenal.
Yeah, they're one of the best in the industry,
I do.
for sure.
I think they're the best.
No, they are. I agree. I really do think that they are the best at storytelling, and as far as like dedication goes, it seems like they're one of the most dedicated out there. They even said that they're lowering the Last of Us remaster price. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
It's going down to $50 now.
I
And they're
wonder that.
refunding everyone as well who are
Yeah,
pre-ordered it.
pre-ordered
Yeah,
it.
in the
That's
next
awesome.
in the next 4 to 7 days, guys, you'll be getting a refund of $10 on your PlayStation account
I wonder
if
why.
you already pre-ordered The Last of Us
I mean, I
remastered
don't have a
edition.
problem with that, but that's, I mean,
Kristen, what's
crazy.
the number?
Sorry, Shred, I had to ban you. You were just getting too mean.
What was he saying?
He was just being a little obnoxious the whole time.
Number. Guys, we officially hit 100 people. Thanks so much for coming into the show. We're the Level Up Show. We're a gaming dedicated video stream on every Sunday at 10. You guys, a lot of you guys have been in here for a while, and you've seen us for the last 27 weeks. But for you guys that are
More than
new
that.
to the show, or even more than that, yeah, we've had the Bogey Show before that too.
You guys
and-
were gone.
and we were gone in Hawaii, so obviously it hasn't been exactly 28
30
weeks now. But anyone who's been new to the show tonight, please
Watch out.
add us on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, and look at our official website, thelevelupshow.com. And please subscribe to us on YouTube.com/thelevelupshow, level spelled LVL. Anyone who friend requests us or hearts us or adds us on Twitter, Twitch, any of those things, we'll give you a shout out tonight just to show our appreciation. We really do appreciate anyone who follows us. And finally, of course, add Mike and I on PSN. So we're going to open up the phone lines now because we're finished with our
Aw.
first caller segment.
Oh, there's a guy named JX Dizzle, and he's new and he's nervous to be in here.
You should not be nervous at all. Everyone in the room
Why don't
is
we have
so
Anthony
nice.
say hi?
Anthony, say hi.
Hello.
The first thing he said, pretty much.
X-Oil, you're a liar.
What did
He
X-Oil
goes,
say?
I followed you, I'm new.
Pus-filled
Oh.
Scab, this is your shout out.
Oh, Pus-Filled Scab. I haven't seen you in a little while. Welcome.
Everyone say
Pus-Filled
his
Scab.
name.
Pus-Filled Scab.
Yeah, it's a fun name.
It is a good name. Okay, guys, so we're live on Skype now, and we'd love to get a call from you guys. It is the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. I'm sure Mark will probably put it into the chat room. There it is. So yeah, please call us on Skype. Audio call would be better, and we can talk about anything that's happened this past week in the news for the gaming industry. In the meantime, we will, of course, go to the chat room with you guys and talk about good things. Chadu says, "What good people." Thanks so much, man. Thanks for joining us. Reese Hug, I slept on a dog bed for a year. That was quick.
We're married.
Hopefully we don't get Nick, the older brother.
Hey, what's going on, man? You're on the Level Up Show.
Hey, what's up? It's me again.
Hey, where's
don't
your-
worry, my brother is he's not here, so don't worry.
That's what I was going to ask you.
Great. I'm really, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of happy that your brother's not there with you.
Why?
His brother is such a troll.
About that.
But Joe, you're cool, so what do you want to talk about, man?
I just want to talk about like the rumors of Half-Life 3, because I've been seeing rumors. One of the previous workers on Counter-Strike said that Gabe Newell and Valve was actually working on Half-Life right now.
Mhm.
But part of me just like doesn't really kind of believe it because all these Half-Life
I want it.
confirmed rumors.
Yep.
And I just want to know what you guys think about that.
I wouldn't
because
trust anything right now when it
say
comes to Half-Life. I mean, it could happen.
Here's the
But
thing,
there's been so many cycles of rumors.
Right.
Of this.
I feel at this point it's coming.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like they don't realize people want it, and it's not like the story's done.
No,
You know,
they didn't finish it at all.
They didn't finish it at all. But you know, as far as expecting it to be officially announced or anything like that, really, it's going to be one of those things where it's just going to out of nowhere slap you in the face.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to be something where you're going to predict it. It's going to come. You know, that's why everybody was like predicting it was going to be at E3 because we had no official rumors or anything like that coming out or leaking like everything else was. You know, and that's really how they do it. So. You know, it's going to come when it's going to be. It's probably going to be Gamescom, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's more of its style.
Or at least after until Steam stops dicking around with the Steam OS, and then we can finally get Half-Life 3.
Yeah, they're focused on a lot of other things, and the thing is, what if they were to make it a Steam exclusive? That would be just a complete slap in the face, but it would make kind of a little bit of sense because they are pushing that platform,
Right.
and releasing Half-Life 3 exclusively for a certain period of time on Steam would force a ton of people to get on that.
Right.
So I don't know. Those kind of things could happen. We have no idea.
Nick, do not come near me.
Joe, I'm getting out of here right now. See you, Joe.
Nick, do not come near me.
Okay, we got a few Twitch ads. Why don't you read off the 3 we got so far?
That was pretty funny.
Oh, one of them is Dean.
Oh, nice.
The Beast NJ, Axoil, Albina. And that's it for now.
He did add us. Exoil added us for the first time. Thank you,
Wait,
guys.
you really didn't add us before?
That was the first time, yeah. So Exoil is now officially a Twitch follower. Thank you, Exoil. Thank you, Beast NJ, and thank you, Alvina, for your Twitch follows.
You follow
her
me,
Beast
shout
NJ's
you
kinda
out.
Yeah, definitely, totally.
I read out the shout out names.
But while we are, I don't think Dean's in the room, but let me get out.
No, I thought you said it was going to be.
He said he might, but I'm going to say it right now. The Beast NJ, who just followed us on Twitch, he's actually somebody that's helping us out with the show recently. He's a very strong voice in video games, and he does really good video stuff. So check out his first intro video on our YouTube channel, where he introduces himself and his gaming background and whatnot, because he's going to be making a lot of video vlogs for us in the future
Absolutely.
on our YouTube channel, and we really appreciate him being a part of the Level Up Show. His name is Dean. So please go on youtube.com/Level Up Show, check out his video, and then even follow his channel as well, the Beast NJ. So.
So Axoil unfollowed us and then followed us again.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Exoil. You're the worst.
Hodor.
Sorry. Okay, guys.
Did we ban the word report?
Yes, we did. Okay.
That's really.
Sorry. Yeah, we did ban the word report because we kept getting people saying they were going to report us and ban us, and we didn't keep having that in the chat room.
And
So
Q Report.
yeah, Q Report
Yeah.
is another great channel on
And they're
on Live
friendly.
PlayStation.
They're friendly. We're not competitors.
No, definitely not at all. They're really good guys.
Yeah,
And sometimes they'll call into the show. You guys can call into the show right now. It's as I
Dean's
said
here.
before.
Dean's here.
And Dean's here. Nice. Beast NJ is in the chat room. Guys, call in the Skype. The Level Up Show spelled exactly how it sounds. No spaces. Call in and we can talk about video games.
So did anybody watch the World Cup game?
Tremendous waste of time.
World Cup.
Yeah, tremendous.
I'm not into it.
I don't.
either.
Yeah, I have no interest in soccer. I think it's the most boring sport in the world. No offense to anybody who.
We have a lot of Europeans in here, so
Right.
yeah, don't want to say that.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch.
Stone him.
I'm
Stone
not a bitch.
him.
First of
stone
all,
him.
isn't that offensive? That's a,
Yes,
that's
you guys
a-
would call him a poochie.
It's a poochie, man.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
Get it right.
You
Well-
keep messing that up, man.
You're a bitch.
Remember in Orange is the New Black, it's supposed to call bitches poochies now.
Not really.
Oh, okay. She has bad memory.
First of all, somebody pointed out it was like the ultimate troll match anyway. It was a
Right. It was a
two-all
bad
Katie
match.
and
That's what I was
Reed.
asking if you watched.
Yeah,
it.
Exoil, who's from Sweden, of
Right.
course, just said that you
Yeah.
you suck.
He was talking about it earlier. So.
You're gonna get a lot of Europeans in here that, of course, love soccer, football.
And you're gonna
I
get a
should
lot of
say.
Americans saying that baseball is more boring than
Yeah,
soccer is.
baseball can be a little boring. I'm not gonna lie.
Can we share our Phillies story?
Philly story. Oh yeah, that was. I didn't even tell you about this. So we were at the Phillies game.
We were at the Phillies game.
And
Were you at the Phillies?
we had standing room only. But
Oh no.
But
let's
the-
not tell this story.
But there was a huge, as always, there's a huge amount of seats open, right? And we had this couple is sitting in this area that said that I don't know if they had the full row, if it was a family thing, but said that we could sit in the seats for the time being. Maybe someone else was come over. So Kristen and I we go and sit down. Immediately, the ticket guy comes over and asks to see our tickets.
Right.
And I said, we're staying in the room, and he's like, okay. So we stood up, we went away, and then like we get back up there, and the woman's like, guys, like, no, come, please, sit down. We were like, okay, I guess. So we go to sit down again. Suddenly we realize the guy is grabbing security.
He grabbed a security guard.
On
and
her. Like, he was specifically focusing on her.
Why?
Because I sat in a chair, and security came and was like,
And we were just like, is this necessary? Like
Right.
you really need security for a
Well,
120-pound
you were
girl?
asked
Like,
to stand the first time,
the-
and then you
oh my
sat
god,
again.
don't even.
no, you should not call security.
No.
I mean, it's just ridiculous. So
And that was
we literally had a police officer standing near us the entire game from that on.
A
Really?
police.
Yeah.
There was people
No,
like.
wait, who was telling the security guard? Like one of the other viewers? Like
No, one of the ticket guys.
Oh.
You know, the guy that checked the tickets.
So I was like, you didn't have to get security. I'm like, I'm a nice girl. And he's like, well, if you were a nice girl, you wouldn't have sat there. And I was like, you're such a jerk.
And then she walked away.
And then I ran away and I cried.
It was
She
a bit.
did. It was, in fact, she did. She did run off and cry.
It was terrible. So I'm a little
I can confirm
anti the Philly stuff right now.
That was a very big
It was
annoyance.
so ridiculous.
All right, we're not getting any calls, so I'm just going to shut off the lines for now, guys. Don't worry. We'll open it back up a little
I am
later
a fighter. I will fight for the right.
to sit where I
To
want.
sit where I want.
No, I stand up for my honor. My sister defended my
I
honor.
mean, we understood. It's like we played for
Right.
standing seats or
Right.
standing room only. So yeah, that's fine. The problem that we had was that him getting security
Right.
and turning
Right.
it into something that it shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
That was
so
just ridiculous.
a little 120
So,
pound girl, like you gotta call a cop on her, like come on.
All right, so moving on to our next story. Miyamoto, I think everyone here should know who Miyamoto is.
Who's
Is
Miyamoto?
not so fond of virtual reality. It turns out it's
Yeah, I heard
from
that.
his recent interviews. He said, as game designers, we at Nintendo are invested in VR technology and what it can do. But at the same time, what we're trying to do with Wii U is to create games that for everyone in the living room. We want the Wii U to be a game system that brings video gamers into the living room. And as I explained last night, it's intended to be fun not only for the person who's playing, but also for the people who are watching. When you think about what virtual reality is, which is one person putting some goggles on themselves and playing by themselves in a corner, or maybe they go into a separate room and they spend all their time alone playing in that virtual reality. That's in direct contrast with what we're trying to achieve with Wii U, and so I have a little bit of uneasiness with whether or not that's the best way for people to play. And I think this is really funny because it really kind of relates on our topic of the week tonight about the idea of socially focused games becoming the norm. Nintendo's been doing this for a while now.
Right.
I mean, it's kind of funny that they're saying this now with the Wii U because the entire purpose of the Wii U was Wii U.
Right.
Like it was supposed to be about you, and you only get one tablet controller with the Wii U, so
Right.
it very much is against the social atmosphere that they got with the Wii.
And
So
then
I don't.
started people
he's-
crying about it, and then
yeah, he's kind of contradicting himself a little
Right.
bit here, I feel like. But I kind of understand what he means, but I don't think it all takes away from what virtual reality is. It's just that not every game should be virtual reality. There does need to be that balance of socially connected games and playing with your friends in a local environment and all those kind of things. That all needs to stay. That's video games at its core.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that they shouldn't pursue virtual reality in some way.
no, and it's funny that he's saying it like that because you would think that Nintendo would be one of those companies that would do that. If you went back to Nintendo maybe 4 years ago,
Yeah.
I feel like this is VR is definitely something that they would have been the first to look at. Virtual Boy,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I know, that's what everyone brought up. It's like, okay, I guess you just don't like it because it doesn't have red lines. Like,
Right.
It's like, but that was a huge failure on their
Oh.
part. So that's the biggest failure probably Nintendo's ever had was
Right.
the Virtual Boy. So maybe they have a kind of a
My
sore.
eyes. I never used to wear glasses before the
Yeah.
Virtual Boy came out.
They might, yeah, they might be sore losers when it comes to virtual reality. But yeah, that's that story.
Did you want to read anything out, Kristen?
Yes. Is the Jew Level Up show affiliated with you guys?
Yeah, he is. The Jew Show, done by Greg Verga. He's a guy that's been with the chat room for an insanely long time and was the guy who started our website because he was such a dedicated fan. So since he was so dedicated, we allowed him to do what's called like an after show called the Jew Show. So he might be on tonight, he might not be. I know he's working. But whenever you see the Jew Show, the Level Up after show, don't worry. He's one of our buddies, and we allow him to do that with us.
You talk too much. It's a talking show.
He doesn't talk enough.
Who doesn't talk enough?
God's game
Got's game. We got a few new Twitch ads, 2 more.
and Friend Request too.
Okay.
Wow. I pooped
More like
and
God's no
peed.
game.
Thank you.
I pooped and peed is now following you on Twitch. Jax X Dizzle. Oh, our new friend, Jax X Dizzle 81.
Thank you for following us on Twitch.
And then you have friend requests.
I'll have to open those up separately in a little while. All right, why don't you move on to your story?
So this is actually funny. This is something I brought up to you in the middle of the week, and it
Yeah.
was completely random.
It
too.
was random, yeah.
But given the popularity and a conversation we had probably about, I don't know, 3 months ago, about the popularity and how it's growing, League of Legends is now going to be an official collegiate sport. So that means if you're in college and you don't want to play for the college football team or the college baseball team or a soccer team or ultimate frisbee team, you can now sit in front of your computer with 3 other guys and play League of Legends against other colleges.
That's cool.
That is going to be interesting.
People
It's
are
a
gonna
lot
get
better than
really
playing
fat.
soccer.
People are gonna get really fat.
I'm going to punch you.
I just realized this isn't recording our voices, this stream.
What is it?
Because I turned off the voice recording because I was recording that other game, so damn, we're not going to be able to archive this one, I just realized. But
Oh!
You're an idiot.
I could turn it on right now.
No,
I
it's stupid. Don't even bother.
If something funny might happen.
Yeah, she's right.
Guys, hold on one sec. I'm just going to
Something-
turn on the voice now at least. I think I still
Something
can.
really funny might happen.
Chris,
And we'll-
apparently somebody needs to get banned. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I can't
really.
say it. Why
French
was that?
Tickler's gotta go.
What is he doing?
Who's French Tickler?
Okay, never mind. Include microphones, phone
All
audio,
right.
and broadcast.
No.
I got it.
We're still good. We're good. We got our
I was
microphone
gonna
audio.
time him in.
No,
We're good.
banning him.
Sorry about that, guys. I just want to
Oh,
make sure
you're
our,
banning?
our microphone audio was being
You're
recorded.
harsh.
Guys, so last week
Mhm.
I started my new regime. I don't when I am in the room, I don't play the game. I don't play the troll game. If you're
You're the
being
band hammer.
I like the band hammer.
I usually time people out. Not
I time pack people out a lot. I do that a lot. That's what I mostly do. But if you're just coming in here to be completely obnoxious, it's just banned, done.
No, no.
Yeah, they're not even worth the
No, but
time.
listen, here's the thing. There was this guy last week who told me
Someone
that...
just said they want to.
I know.
Yeah, they want to.
But no, someone was
your
worse
box.
last week. Someone last week said that, what did it say about Bogey?
Where's
they
that gay
said,
poodle?
where is that gay poodle?
That's not that bad. I would have
I
timed
heard that
person
it's the
out.
worst thing ever.
And you know what? He said he was sorry, and we became friends.
Yeah, there's I don't know, there's a line.
Right.
So some people will
Yeah.
cross it, but guys, we'll try to keep you in the room if possible, obviously. But
Just
if you
don't
guys are
be
repeat offenders or obviously are just here to troll, then we might just get rid of you
I have it
entirely.
under control. I have
Yeah.
it.
But we only
anyway.
got 2 friend requests, but let me just say them real quick. Crooking Thug and My Dark Passenger 6, thanks so much for your friend request, guys.
Somebody likes Dexter. So anyway, back to League of Legends. Robert Morris University is among the first in the nation to offer substantial scholarships for members of the first RMU Varsity Esport League of Legends team. Qualified gamers can earn scholarships of up to 50% tuition and 50% room and board.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
That's
I'm at a loss
legit.
for words.
That's legit.
I like that is better. Like that's better than a lot of other college sports that are
Yeah.
not considered sports, really. Like
Yeah, so does this start a trend, is the question, right?
Is that okay or no?
No,
Yeah.
not really at all.
it makes us look brighter.
I just look so bright.
You gotta turn the screen brightness
No,
down.
no, behind my head.
Yeah, her side of her head.
It's so bright behind me.
You're glowing.
You look like an
because-
angel.
You're glowing because you're pregnant.
Stop! Don't say that. I'm not even near pregnant.
You
Unless
were
a food
joking
baby
about it
counts. Don't piss off Kristen Burness.
Burness.
I love when people. It reminds me of when people call Drake from Uncharted Drake Fortune because
Oh
the
my
first
God.
one being called Uncharted Drake's Fortune. So she's Kristen Burness.
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Kristen says be nice. Kristen Burness. Okay, let's move on to our final story in this. Just a short story here. Kaz Hirai was voted to remain as CEO of Sony because I'm sure some people know Sony's not been doing the best for the last many years.
No.
The last 6 out of 7 years, Sony has been in the red. So yeah, not good, and that's not PlayStation's fault. PlayStation is actually doing really, really well for Sony right now. Thank you for the friend request, Dogface. So it's not really PlayStation, but there's a lot of divisions of Sony, and they might need to start getting rid of some of those divisions. But he kind of promised, like, this is going to be the year that it's turned around. Like, we're going to turn a profit this year. And I guess the shareholders are taking him on his word because 6 million people, like, I think close to 7 million people voted, and only 10% voted against Hirai
Right.
staying as CEO. So they clearly have their trust in Hirai, and I've always liked him a lot. I really like Kaz Hirai.
I've never had a problem with that at all.
He's already, to me, I think, made a difference. He really does seem to be trying to connect the Sony divisions in a
So,
way.
yeah, right. So the biggest problem that Sony's had for years is that
Birdman, thank you for the prank
it's a Japanese structured company, and the difference that if people don't know for the structure over there is even if you have one company,
Yeah.
you know, but you have different divisions, each different division operates as if it's its own separate
Yes.
company. You know, so I remember I was talking to a bunch of people, and if you know all these smart TVs that they're making now and everything like
Yeah.
that, the first initial set of them were awful.
Yeah.
They were, you know, buggy, they were slow, they didn't work very well, and it was kept asking, like, you have a good computer department, why don't you use the same technology? And it's because you literally had to buy it as if they were buying it from Sharp or Panasonic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
What beer are you drinking, Anthony?
Yeah.
It's Yards Thomas Jefferson Tabernacle.
Nice. Thank you for the friend request, Curry, as well.
Yeah, someone said
It's-
that he didn't say who, but he said you look like Sid from Ice Age.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which one of us?
Who looks like this? Who looks
They
like
can't see it.
That's messed up.
That's messed up.
which one of us
Got
looks
tilted.
They get.
like this? Sid from Ice Age. I would like to know.
Yeah, definitely. Although we're probably gonna cry when we
Our
get out of
eyes
Yeah,
are on
really.
top of our heads.
it.
No,
yeah, what was
how
I
do you
saying?
spell compliment? It has an E, not an I.
It's I.
Yeah, it's an I.
That's right.
right,
Yeah,
that's
what he
right.
just put there is right.
It's not an E.
No.
There's another version with an E as well, like a compliment, like you like I
like
think
to
when,
compliment like the dish.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Something
that's it.
that like it works with
Well-
something that's a compliment.
Well,
or something.
I've been spelling compliments wrong for a
I'm
long
gonna
time.
take X-Oil's comment as a compliment. Why is Anthony flexing his arms all the time? I'm actually not. I just have really nice arms.
Thank you, X Oil. Yeah, that's the end of that segment, guys. So we're going to open up the Skype lines once again. Look in the chat room for our Skype ID. It is the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. We'd love to talk about any of the video game industry news we've discussed so far. We'll be getting to a lot more, and we'll also get to a topic of the week this week. This week we're going to be talking about whether future video games are all going to be socially focused. We saw a lot from E3 this year kind of pushing towards that, so we're kind of wondering what's the trend going to be and how valuable is the single-player gamer to developers nowadays, and especially moving forward. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
What games
Yeah,
are
I
you looking
admitted I
forward
was
to
wrong.
most?
I spelled compliment
Destiny,
wrong.
right?
Sorry.
Destiny for sure.
100%.
I'm so
That's
bright.
like I think that's my number one
Why
buy.
am I so yellow?
How did you spell compliment?
This is my
wrong?
real skin.
Thank you, Mark, for posting that, guys. Mark is posting our Skype ID in the chat room, so please call in. Prozac says, "Did you guys get to play the Destiny Alpha?"
Yes,
yeah,
we did.
both of us did.
You were
and
very good
enjoyed
at
it. No, I was not enjoying it. Very fun game.
I think it was like about 4.5 minutes into the first match when out of nowhere from across the map I just hear Andrew go, "Oh my god, I finally got my first kill!"
Yeah. Yes.
He like freaked out about
I
it.
went from like 0.15 kill death to 0.3 to 0.5, and then I finally ended at 0.8. I was like, yes, I'm getting better as time goes on. I didn't
I
get
haven't
to
played
a
a game
1.
like that.
Bye
Wow,
and
that's
7
what we're doing.
Finn.
Yeah. Bye in 7 Fin. Thanks for coming in,
okay.
man.
Yeah, you have to lower the slate because I look like a giant.
You look like a
Like-
Simpson.
It's like things are changing as as the day goes on.
Right?
Like something is getting worse and worse. You can go mess with the lights. I'll tell you if it looks better.
You can even see the nipple on the booby ball.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, everything is kind of weird. I think it's the TV. I have to
think the
imagine.
TV story everything off.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad. That's good.
It's
Right
actually
there.
fine.
Right there.
That's what I said earlier, and you said no, too dark.
Oh,
Can
I
I
don't
pick
know.
one to
I'm
do
sorry
this?
if I did, but that looks really good.
If you want to be the one. Can I do that myself?
Real
How do I do it?
Oh, Beast NJ is heading out, guys. As I said, check out the Beast NJ's channel on YouTube called the Beast NJ, but also check out on our YouTube
Scroll
channel,
down.
the Level Up Show, his introduction to Game On, which is going to be a video blog segment that he does every so often for us at the Level Up Show. So we're really glad that Dean is now a part of the team. Check him out. He's a really good voice for the gaming industry.
He has a good voice.
Yeah, he definitely does.
Have you watched his video yet?
Only like a minute of it.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
It's a good introduction to him and his gaming background and how he knows
It was
Mike
very
and all that.
entertaining. I
He
enjoyed
thinks
it.
Mike is a good man.
Yes.
So he must be alive.
Where's the guy with the beard?
Mark is
He's
on
gone
vacation.
forever.
Why is he the guy with the
I
beard?
know.
Yeah.
He's got a beard and I've got scruff, but Mark does have the most epic beard of the group.
Do I have to grow mine out again?
It's like
Yes.
multicolored.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
yours is pretty darn full when you grow it
Yeah,
out.
Mark is the
Yeah.
coolest.
Chasing Shadow, welcome to the room. Hey guys and woman, he says.
Dolphins for life.
We're doing good.
First time viewer, Dolphins
Awesome.
for life.
Thank you, man.
Follow us on Twitch for a
Is
shout
World Cup
out.
1 right now? Is that why?
No,
We're
6 o'clock.
Who wants a shout out?
That was really weird. She even realized that was weird. Let's see. I Watch You Pay. Thank you for your Twitter ad. Really appreciate that. And also thank you to Cam for following us on Twitter, and Dante for subscribing to us on YouTube. Thank you to all you guys who are keeping track of our channels and following us. As I said already, our Skype line is open. You're welcome to call in. The Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds. No spaces.
There's spaces.
No spaces in there. Marked Word says, my beard will fight yours and win.
Mark, don't make me pull out my old pictures. What are you doing?
You can't say it.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
No one can
Mark
say.
was assorted to the beanie and it flew away, leaving a rainbow.
Mark is on vacation where again?
Florida.
Florida. Mark is on vacation in Florida, and he's
I
taking his
could have made up anywhere, couldn't I?
time out of his busy schedule.
Peru.
Zach.
I should have just said Peru.
I'm gonna try
Mark's in
calling Zach.
Peru.
You know, I would have asked my
Oh, that was Prozac. I don't think we've ever had Prozac call us. Zach!
This is a Sunday show.
Zach!
Zach, please call us back. We've never talked to you before. We'd love to talk with Prozac. I don't think we've talked to him before, at least.
Lighthammer wants to know if we got anything on the Steam sale. No.
No, because I'm not too big into PC
I
gaming.
don't PC game much right now.
I feel like
Thank you, King of Deaths.
I feel like this is a little slow. Let's liven the show up.
No, I mean we're trying to get a call. We're hoping that Zach will call
I
back
miss
in.
my boy Rick.
We're about to move on to our next segment if Zach doesn't call, but
It's my boy Rick in the room. GFN 2112. He's my boy. He's my baby.
welcome
boy.
GFN. Reese Hug. I'll add you guys on all platforms now. Thanks so much, Reese Hug.
What's the girl's name? Meow.
That's not her name.
What's your name from now on? Meow.
I like the girl. It's better than
There we
girl.
go.
My name is Kristen.
Hey Zach, you're on the Level Up Show. How you doing, man?
Not too bad.
You hear me,
How you
man?
doing? Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, great. You're live, man.
Cool, man. Yeah, I was just wanting to talk a little bit about Destiny, man. I love that freaking game. I was playing it, and that's the one game that I'm looking forward to the most by far.
I think a lot of people are. Like I said, it had like 6 million matches played over the course of 4 days. There is a lot of excitement around that game, and it's kind of cool because I think PlayStation is really kind of taking that group right now for sure. What did you like so much about it, Zach?
I don't know, it just felt different. I mean, just the social aspect of the main game, and then going into the Crucible or the multiplayer with your guns and everything like that, and leveling up your own character and taking it with you, and just seem more, how do you say, just more original than some games I felt.
It was definitely a cool little hybrid of Borderlands and Halo, right?
Yeah, with a little MMO.
Little MMO in there too.
Yeah.
I think you're most excited about that Borderlands aspect, I would say, and I am
love
too.
it. I got so excited. I got so mad on my last day of playing it. I even said it to you. On my last day of playing it, I found some special gear that I can only use at level 10.
Yeah.
And the cap was 8.
Yeah.
It was such a bitch.
They had to cap you some point. It is only an alpha.
Yeah, it just seemed like they were teasing you, just wanting you to come back for more.
Well, we can come back for more because the beta starts up on July 17th,
Which
right?
supposedly is going to be much bigger.
Yeah, it's going to be even bigger, and hopefully we have some more multiplayer type matches, emotes, and stuff like that. Because all we had on this one was, I think it was called Control, right? For controlling.
Yeah, it was Control.
Yeah.
My only problem now is that it's tainted the rest of my games. I really don't want to play any of them. They don't feel as good as Destiny. And that was just an alpha, so.
I mean,
But
it's only what, 3 months?
What?
That's why 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
Yeah,
two-
September, yeah.
2.5, yeah.
yeah, 2.5 months. So you don't have too much time.
Yeah,
in
definitely.
between there. So
I can't believe it's only that far away. That's
Right?
gonna be a huge game for September for sure. Zach's too much for calling in. God, I can't
What
say
the
that.
hell
I
is
say
that?
Zax, and it was mixed with Zach, so I said Zax.
you said Zax like 4
Thanks,
times.
Zanks. Thanks for calling in.
Oh, yeah, cool, guys.
You were first time caller, right, Zach?
Yeah, I've been watching you guys for a while, but first time caller, so.
Nice. Thanks so much for calling in, man.
Cool. You guys have a good night.
See you,
You
Zach.
too.
You too, bud.
Philly Reese
Yeah,
follows
he's been in
me.
the chat room for a long time, Prozac.
Did
But
you know Reese on here is from Philly?
no, I didn't. Reese Hug.
Yep.
Cool, Reese Hug. So I'll shut off the line for now, guys. Open up again later so we can move on to our next news segment. So a lot of people love the old days of Rare.
Yes.
Conker's Bad Fur Day, Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye, a lot of classic Rare titles. And then once they became Microsoft exclusive, suddenly they were just burdened with Kinect. They were the
Right.
Kinect guys. We're gonna do Kinect Sports, and I think they did Viva Pinata though, which was I heard a pretty cool game. But they've
I
been
actually
kind of
wanted a 360 again just to play that.
yeah, I heard a lot of people like that, but they've been kind of stuck in like a purgatory of
Oh my
sorts.
God, yeah, it's-
And now, especially because the Kinect has been unbundled from the Xbox One, people are kind of wondering what's going to happen to Rare. Were they working on Kinect games? Are you going
Right.
to free them from their shackles and now let them work on other things? And Microsoft recently came out and said that they have a lot of confidence in Rare's future releases. They were recently hit by layoffs. I'm not sure how big that was, how many people were laid off, but Microsoft claims that they have no plans to abandon the developer, and even with unbundling the Kinect, something Rare was known to use often. So here's a direct quote. Rare is working on a couple of things at the moment, which we will announce at the right time, but I'm really excited by the things they're doing, and I believe you will be as well when you hear about them. Rare is an incredible talent, and they have some very, very ambitious plans for the future, and we're supporting them in every way we can. They are very talented. That's what makes people so angry.
Right.
Is
they
that
have
they're
some great
burdened with
games.
these games that don't really utilize their talents. They could do something so much greater than what they've been given.
Right.
And go back to Conker, go back to Banjo. Not nuts and bolts.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Not nuts and bolts.
No,
Like an old school Banjo.
Old school Banjo-Kazooie would
Yeah.
be phenomenal. I think a lot of people want to see that. So even, yeah, like you say, even Conker.
Even
You know,
Conker, yeah.
People were calling for that. Heck, a lot of people thought that I was coming
Yeah.
at E3, and it kind of did.
That little tease of Project Spark, right?
Right.
There's a skin where you can use Conker, but not
Right.
a full game with Conker, which kind of sucks. But at least they're still acknowledging that character. Maybe it means in the future you'll get something from Rare, because that happens sometimes. They'll kind of do these little teases, and then people are like, oh, okay, it's just for Project Spark. But then you realize it's a part of a greater plan where they're bringing that character back into the spotlight, so that later on it's like, here's Conker's Bad Fur Day 2 or
Yeah, what
whatever.
happened to games like that? Like what is it? Leisure Suit Larry.
There is,
and-
I think, some Leisure Suit Larry out
Is there?
there. It doesn't happen too often, and they're very like low budget kind of games that
I didn't
don't
even
get
know about
spotlight. But you don't get a lot of those.
Oh my god, can you imagine if they redid Clay Fighter?
Clay Fighter was Sega, right?
Yeah,
I remember
that
that
was
that
fun.
game.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
There was a lot of crazy like Primal Rage and all those weird fighting
Killer
games.
Instinct.
Killer Instinct is still big, and they
Primal
actually redid
Rage
that
was
for Xbox
awesome.
One.
Nice
I love
sweet.
Primal Rage.
Yeah,
I always use
thank you.
Diablo.
Yeah.
It was great.
So hopefully Rare comes back in a cool way.
So Lionhead, the company that used to be known for great Fable games,
Yeah.
is obviously mostly working on Fable Legends.
Yep.
And it's not a very shining star in their repertoire.
It looks good. I just was bored for some reason by it.
I completely agree, and I've been trying to argue and defend everything that Lionhead's doing, but ever since Peter Molyneux left, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of direction.
They don't have that ambition,
Right.
and like even if it was kind of faulty ambition and
Right.
like lies, it didn't matter. There was like this vibe behind Molyneux that was like, oh, this guy is like so ambitious. He's got these ideas just like
Right.
like flowing out of his head, like that. They might be out there and like too far out there, but at least he's got this mind
Right.
where he wants to achieve something that's never
Yeah,
been done
he
before.
wants to do something that's a little bit different and keeps people excited.
Yeah.
But even though most of the people are working on Fable Legends, there's still a small team of 8 people at Lionhead working on a brand new IP.
Very small.
So it's small, but it's a team of about 8 guys we have in the studio who are trying to build the next big IP for us. They're working on a couple of new prototypes for completely different games, not Fable related, which I get it's time.
Yeah,
you know,
I think a new
Peter
IP,
Molyneux
yeah.
is not there, and that was his baby, so he did what he needed to, I guess.
Yeah.
They'll also be working on new games we can put within the Fable Legends as well. The primary purpose of the group is to come up with a new IP, and we'll hopefully this time next year have something exciting to talk about.
So from what they say there, this is purely conceptual. They're not even talking about pre-production yet.
Right.
Like they're just
Right,
trying to
this is
figure
like-
out what the IP
Right,
is.
this is R&D.
An idea.
Right.
They just want an idea that they think is going to take off. So that's why it's such a small team. Like only 8
Right.
people. That's a really small team. But I'm sure once Fable Legends is wrapping up, you'll see a lot of those people moving on to whatever idea these.
Well,
8
Fable
come up
Legends
with.
wraps up one.
I would imagine pretty
launch
soon.
date.
It comes out early next year. I thought, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's not this year.
No, I think
It's a
like-
2015
isn't it like
title.
March or something like that. Or May?
I think it's early-ish
Yeah,
next year.
so-
So yeah, definitely going to wrap up not too far away. Let's get into some NPD results.
Everybody's favorite part of the show.
It's a short one this week because Microsoft
But it's interesting.
doesn't want to give out their numbers, it seems, and that's unusual for them. So PS4 was number 1. but we don't know their numbers. Sony doesn't typically release their numbers. It usually comes from like a Michael Pachter or something like that releasing them. But we do know 100% that PS4 was number one, and I'm pretty sure that 3DS followed that. That's kind of a normal thing for each month. Wii U, though, had a pretty big increase from Mario Kart 8. Not a huge surprise, but also nice to see that it was an 85% increase over last year. For the same month. They sold around 60,000. Not at all impressive, but considering they sold like 10,000 last month, it was just something really ridiculously low and terrible. At least it's a climb from last month, so that's pretty cool. As I said, no Xbone numbers. I'm not sure if that is a good thing or a bad thing. Probably a bad thing, I would imagine.
Good.
But the thing is, this was the month when they announced the price drop for June. So now no one's going to buy it in May because they're all going to wait for that price drop in June.
Exactly.
So I'm sure.
I'm thinking it has something to do with it. Where they would just it doesn't matter.
Another big surprise this month was PS Vita selling 50,000 units. Once again, doesn't seem at all good, but compared to the 5,000 they did last month, that's a huge increase. And it sounds like it's because of the Borderlands 2 bundle. Actually, was what really helped them out.
Which was surprising because it didn't really do that well.
They had a 1,600% increase on Vita. That's how much of an increase that was. And then finally, the software for May 2014. Watch Dogs was number one.
We all
PS4 did, which is insanely impressive because that's an exclusive game on a platform that doesn't have a lot out there. So that's pretty impressive that Mario Kart 8 was number two. MLB The Show, still doing pretty good. That was number three. Then Wolfenstein: The New Order. Minecraft, still in the top 10. That game's unbelievable. Amazing Spider-Man 2. NBA 2K14. Titanfall did best on 360 for May 2014. Kirby Triple Deluxe. And then finally, still staying on the charts, Call of Duty Ghosts at 10. So another one that, of course, has legs. Call of Duty always has legs. So good for them as well. That franchise is not going away.
Yeah.
It may not be doing as well as it did in that Modern Warfare 2 days, but still an incredibly strong franchise. You hot? No. Okay. If you want to. I think it's hot in here. I'm going to open up the Skype lines, guys.
It is hot. Is the air not on?
No, it doesn't feel like it is. I don't hear it.
Do you want me to put it on?
Yeah, you can if you want. Guys, we just opened up the Skype lines. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. Please call in, audio call, and we can talk about any of the news stories we've already discussed.
It's a bit of a slow night tonight.
Very slow night tonight.
Dude in blue about to pass out.
He need a cold one.
Oh, there we go.
Just the two of us now.
Uh-oh. What do we talk about?
We're alone. Oh no.
I've been alone in the same room before.
Evident here, so Sega is up for sale. I actually hadn't heard that. Did you hear about that?
I'm not sure.
Is that recent news evident here? That Sega is up for sale? That'd be interesting.
Oh, that's sad. Apparently the Borderlands 1 servers closed yesterday.
Dogface, Infamous Second Son fell off the map last month, I'm pretty sure. That did not have legs at all. Infamous.
No.
So that's unfortunate. Although it did, I heard that it did well in the month that it came out, especially in Europe. Thank you, Mark, for posting our ID in the chat room for Skype. Any of you guys want to call in, please do. Let's see if we got any new ads. We did. Thank you, Philly Reese, for your Twitter follow.
What about that? Cool.
Hey, Joe, thanks for calling in again, man.
Hey, yeah, sorry about that. My brother got out of hand again. He saw
It's okay. It's okay. All you gotta do is shout, "No, Nick, don't come near me," and we'll end the call. Don't worry.
All right, it's all good. I actually wanted to talk about the fact that like most game companies are actually somehow like messing up, like fucking up, and accidentally like leaking like stuff online. For instance, like Amazon, or for instance, like Bethesda accidentally leaking PS4 and Xbox One on their website. And the fact that this like kind of seems like a new thing that most game companies are going with. They're pretty much following up in like other people's footsteps. Like I've started noticing like more and more leaks are coming out, and I'm starting to think they're not leaks. I'm starting to think they're actually intentional.
Right.
That's a part of it. I think that sometimes it is intentional. I agree with that. I think another part of it is that you got insiders. Like supposedly IGN has pretty much implied that they have insiders at Sony that they use.
Mhm.
And a lot of people, maybe this is kind of completely ridiculous. Some people think that the whole Last Guardian cancellation rumor was fed by Sony to the entire group, trying to to drown out the mole.
Right.
So because IGN really does imply that they have insiders. So it's really tough to control leaks in such a in this world where the internet is such a big deal, and you're going to continue seeing more and more.
And another thing, I've heard rumors that Capcom is selling out.
I've heard that as well, and some people are kind of debating on who they want to buy Capcom. Right now, I don't think it's like a for sure thing. I would okay, let's talk about this. This is an interesting thing. Joe, how about you? If Capcom were to be bought out, who would you want to buy them of the big three? Nintendo, Microsoft, or Sony?
Wow, that is actually a big question there.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm gonna be totally honest with you. I would rather go with Sony, not because I own a PS4 and I'm a PS4 fanboy, but it seems more right for the picking that that Sony. It seems like something that Sony would buy.
Yeah, because Resident Evil, for instance, was such a
exactly
PlayStation franchise.
It was a PlayStation exclusive, yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, I mean, this isn't really like a personal thing, but it's Japan. I mean, Capcom is a Japanese developer.
Yeah, exactly.
And Xbox does not do well in Japan. And maybe Xbox would try to buy them out because they want to become more attractive in Japan. That could happen. But I feel like Capcom would be smarter to take Sony.
I don't think that would help anyways, because for instance, their Destiny isn't it's exclusive only for PlayStation in Japan.
Right.
So I don't really think that would help.
I actually feel like I would want Capcom to be bought by, and I know I'm going to get slapped for this, Nintendo.
I knew you would say Nintendo. Yeah.
Just because I feel like that would bring back a lot of the great classic style games that Capcom was known for.
I agree with that partially,
and succeeded with.
Yeah.
They succeeded with a lot of these games. They even had, look at Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Was exclusive.
Oh, that game was amazing.
Right. It's literally probably the best Resident Evil game that they made, and it was exclusive for GameCube for how long?
For a while, probably 2 years.
So
I'd say, yeah.
They did really well. On Nintendo, Mega Man is perfect for a Nintendo style system.
Yeah, I mean, if I were to kind of say the one that I really just wouldn't want to be involved, and I don't want to sound like a hater, but it would be Microsoft, just because I feel like they're the only ones that don't really make sense.
I think they would abuse. They would abuse the properties. I think they were trying to make Mega Man, look at Mega Man the Bomber or whatever that one game they were trying to make.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I feel like that would be the norm.
Yeah. So I'm with you on that one, Joe. Either Sony or Nintendo would probably be the strong choices, but right now I don't think this is a for sure thing. We'll hear more about it moving forward, and if something comes out, we'll be the first.
That's actually another thing. I feel Nintendo's pretty much being hated on is because, well, one, they do too much with Mario. There's they really have to make some new IPs and new games, but the main reason why I think not many people buy the Wii U is because, well, the controller.
Yeah, definitely. It's a barrier for sure.
What sucks about that is I actually like the controller.
No, I don't mind the controller. It's a cool idea behind it, but it's a very expensive controller, which is driving up the production cost of the system. Right. And it's a controller that you only buy one of with the system, and if you want to buy another one, you can't, right? I don't think
God
you can
forbid you have to get another, you break yours.
Yeah.
And
ridiculous. So many games really aren't utilizing the features of the controller to its maximum potential. It just really isn't being utilized to the point where I actually predicted that possibly Nintendo would unbundle the Wii U controller from the system and just include the Pro controller. I almost think that if they could bring it down to $200 and get rid of that Wii Pad and just go for the hardcore gamer, the core gamer with a Pro controller,
exactly.
I feel like they might actually do pretty well.
If they were to bring back Super Mario Sunshine, or maybe make a sequel to Super Mario Sunshine, I think that would probably drive up sales, because that was one of my favorite games on the GameCube.
Cool. A lot of people hate that game. I love it. I've been trying to. I keep almost buying a GameCube just to play that game again.
Yeah, definitely. Joe, man, thanks so much for calling in again.
Yeah, no problem. I'll call anytime you guys are on.
You can call whatever you want, man.
As long as your brother's.
As long as my brother's not.
Yeah. All right, see you, man.
All right, see you.
I actually wanted to ask you about that. You were a huge Super Nintendo fan. Did you ever play Mega Man? Was that one of the big systems? Okay, games. Okay, I know you were into Mario and
Hardcore Mario.
Why did Muppet Babies come up? Because that's my favorite show.
Muppet Babies.
That was
also that show was awful if you try to rewatch it now.
What about Snorks?
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Someone
You don't
just.
remember the Snorks?
No, I remember Snorks. Yeah, the ones that had like the
They
nose
were like
that was like the horn.
they were like an underwater fucking Smurfs, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. That was exactly what
that's
they
pretty
were.
much exactly what
They had
were.
horns as noses. Yeah, definitely remember Snorks.
Oh,
Sounds awful.
I'm aging myself right now.
I think I'm actually going to shut off the lines for now because as time goes on, we get more and more people
I
in the
want to
room.
read
And
some.
I'd rather
Yeah,
keep
we're
it
done.
open for later.
I want to read some Twitch ads.
Yeah, we did get a few actually. Let me open that up for you.
Kristen, does Drew play BF4?
I actually don't. I do not play Battlefield. Mike does.
Mhm.
So
I
if
was
you want,
showing earlier.
actually, how about you read off those top 3 right there real quick?
Our new Twitch followers are as follows. Reese Hug, he's from Philly. I'm thinking it's a he. Coronhorn84. Oh god. Ryan Nogden 44. I'm gonna say it's Ryan Nogden.
Ryan Ogden.
Yes.
Thanks so much for your Twitch hearts, guys.
And then we'll shout out friends in a minute.
Guys, everything on the TV screen here, those are our channels and our websites and all that kind of stuff. So please go on twitch.tv/The Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds right there. And heart us. If you do that, you'll get email notifications whenever we go live. That way you can keep track of us and the show. Another good way to keep track of the show is to add us on Twitch, follow us. Or Twitter, I'm sorry, the one below that. The Level Up Show, level spelled LVL though. Because it does kind of look 3D. We kind of post little things throughout the week, letting you guys know what the topic's going to be. We also...
TV again.
What was that? What happened to the TV?
Yeah, it's like all.
Because when we changed the lighting, it got all messed up. But follow us on Facebook and check out our website as well, thelevelupshow.com. We put reviews, editorials, all different kind of stuff up on there. And then we have a YouTube channel as well now, also LVL Up Show. And we keep our archives on there. And we put up editorials, and Dean, who's now part of the show, is going to be doing video blogs called Game On. And then finally, we're both on PSN. Mike and I have PS4s. I am Drew M1788, and Mike is Noob Guru. So please add us on everything.
Have you ever played this game on PS4?
Medieval.
Yeah,
I like that game. That was
Yeah,
fun.
that was one of the very first
They,
PlayStation.
that was
they
old
kind of
school,
remade
man.
that a little bit, didn't they?
They did it for Vita. You know what? They
And
did
the
Move
Medieval Moves or
version,
whatever?
Medieval Moves. Yeah. It started off, I think, as it was supposed to be a legitimate medieval game,
Yeah,
and
and
then
they
it
were
became
like,
a move game.
Hey, we're making this new peripheral, so can you just change everything you did?
Another person that I'm surprised didn't follow us on Twitch until right now.
Maybe. GFN, my boy!
Rick!
FN2112, my boy Rick.
Thank you for following us on Twitch.
Rick loves
GFN.
cheese. I think he was a mouse in another life.
No,
No, Rick is awesome.
he is awesome. Rick is one of our strongest supporters. We really appreciate Rick.
We love Rick.
Let's talk
And we
about
love-
PlayStation Plus.
We love DJ.
Yeah, definitely. We have our July 2014 releases, probably. This is for Asia, but there's always a lot of overlap there.
The first one's actually
A very good one, yeah. For PS4, we're getting Towerfall Ascension and Strider. Two pretty solid games right there. Towerfall Ascension, especially, has like a 90 on Metacritic. That's supposed to be like an awesome game right there. PS3, Velocity Ultra, I hear is an awesome game. Best part about that is it's cross-buy with Vita as well.
Right.
And then Hustle Kings for PS3 and Mine Zero for the Vita. That's the one that might change out for America, because
Right.
that's a Persona kind of game, and it might not be one that you see in America. That might be an Asia exclusive one right there. Mana K, thank you for your friend request,
Nope.
man.
Do you
Not Mana K?
No,
How do you say it?
there was an R in there.
Was there?
Yeah.
like sports games?
Not too often, to be
You like the
honest.
show.
The show is the only one that I really think is like a great
Right.
sports game for me.
As long as it's not soccer.
As long as it's not soccer. Anthony hates soccer.
I'm literally gonna beat you with the bottle.
You know what the funny part is? I played soccer, and I
Yeah.
enjoyed
Well,
playing soccer.
there's a
Soccer.
huge difference between playing a game and watching.
There's nothing more boring than watching a soccer game.
I loved playing
I hate you
baseball,
so
but I
much.
do not really enjoy watching baseball. It's just it's a
I love
completely
playing
different
soccer
thing.
too.
Moving on from there, go ahead.
So this is something that actually angered me early in the week when I read this. The EA boss, Andrew Wilson, has labeled Battlefield 4 issues as unacceptable.
Yep.
But went into state. Think about what Battlefield 4 was. It was a 64-player multiplayer giant maps 1080p Levolution that was changing the gameplay design in an emergent way. There's a chance that there are things you're going to miss through the development cycle, and you end up in a situation which we had for Battlefield 4. For me, the situation we had was unacceptable. For the team, it was unacceptable. We have worked tirelessly since then to make sure the gameplay experience got to where it should absolutely be, have been at launch, and we're focused on that, and we continue to deliver value to the base player. But when you do things like that, and you can never get guarantee. It would be disingenuous for me to sit here and say we will never have an issue like that again, because that is not going to happen. We're never going to push the boundaries again, and I don't want to work. I don't want to be that company. Here's where he says, I want to be a company that pushes to lead, innovate, and be creative, but you can start doing things to get a better handle, a better view of what the potential challenges might be. The issue that I had, and I was getting annoyed while reading it, he basically is saying DICE is
To blame.
at fault
Yeah.
for the issues of Battlefield 4. And I hate that, because yes, technically, they're the ones making it. The problem is, and from seeing, the way that DICE operates, they don't really have that many issues,
Yeah.
so there had to be something that pushed them.
The game came out too early.
Right. EA said we need something for holiday, and
Yep.
they pushed it out, and he denied it, actually, in the longer version.
Yeah.
He actually denied that they pushed it out too early, but I'm going to guarantee that's exactly what happened. So,
Hey, Bill, come here.
did you throw the boat?
We threw Bogey out the window again, but he's about to return.
It really does look like you're just tossing out
Yeah.
a window on a second floor.
You should be right by the window.
Boogeyman.
It's so funny, when he comes back, he just stands here.
Bog.
Boogeyman.
There he
There he
is!
is. Nice. B4 DICE is garbage, says Tristan.
I disagree.
DICE is not a crap studio at all. I mean, they've done amazing games. Battlefield 3
Right.
was a great game. It's
Right.
just the game was rushed, and it was a next-gen game. It had a lot more platforms for them to handle than before. And they were doing PS3 as well, and Xbox 360 as well as PS4 and Xbox One, as well as PC, trying to eat the hold on new hardware at the same
Right.
time. It was a lot for them to handle, and to throw all the blame at DICE, I think is not really right, because you were the ones that forced them to release at that date when you should have looked at the game and said this game is not ready for launch. Let's push it back.
Right.
Thank you, Cincy Rocket, for your friend request. So yeah, it's neither their faults entirely. I think it's a little bit of both of them.
What's going on, Danny? Thank you for joining us, bud.
Oh, Danny, thanks for coming, man. Hopefully we can get a call from you later on. Let's go on to our last story this segment. PlayStation Now beta is kind of having a soft release. Some people are getting into it, and now that they are, we're getting a little bit more clarification on what the prices are going to be like, but it hopefully is not going to be what it is right now. Because right now, if you want to play Final Fantasy 13-2 for 4 days, you have to pay $5. If you want to play it for 7 days...
4 hours.
4 hours, sorry, 4 hours. 4 hours is $5, guys.
That's insanity.
For 7 days, it's $8. For 30 days, it's $15. And for 90 days, it's $30. So here's where the problem comes in. I went on Amazon, and I looked up Final Fantasy 13-2 for PS3. It is $17.50 on Amazon right now. I can buy the full game for $17.50. Why the hell would I rent it for $30 for 90 days? I have no idea. Though I kind of understand why they're pricing 4 hours at $5, because they don't want people to abuse it and be
Right.
able to finish a game in that short rental. Because that's the thing, is people will go all out
Yeah,
and they'll finish the game as
for
quickly as
$5,
possible.
you give it like 1 day or 2 day rental or something
Yeah,
like that.
everyone's going to do
No one's
that.
gonna- yeah.
Especially for these single player games, because
Right.
you can finish the story in
So-
8 hours and then you're done.
But the difference is going to be the 30 days for $15
Mhm.
and the 90 days for $30.
Yeah.
That's only going to work if it's a new release.
Let's continue on from this, because this is even worse in my opinion. For Guacamelee, 4 hours is $3, 7 days is $6, 30 days is $8, and 90 days is $15. Guacamelee, though, is a very small title. It's a digital title.
Clever name.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool, but
it's a very good name.
remember, 90 days is $15.
The full digital version
I
on
can do that.
on the PlayStation Store, is $15. So on Sony's service alone, the same price for the full digital game is the same as a 90-day rental. Like, it doesn't make absolutely any sense at all. Amazon is separate from Sony, so they can do their own thing. But this doesn't make any sense. I could just jump on your store and buy the game. Why would I rent it for $15 for
No,
90
makes
days?
sense.
You can really get.
I
I
wrote this
would
on
imagine.
instead of
What,
Twitter.
what style of game is that for 90 days?
Guacamelee is a very Metroidvania side-scrolling kind of game.
So for 90 days, you're gonna get your.
You do
money's
not
worth.
need 90 days for
You
this
don't
game, I
need
will
90
admit.
days for it.
No,
You need
but
7 days
if
for
you
this
want
game,
there's
but-
replay value and everything like that. So what basically it comes down to is the fact that there's no point for this at all whatsoever.
All I'm saying is, when it comes to every game needs to be specifically catered to what else is out there.
Here's-
You can't just have this blanket thing
Right.
where all digital games are $15 for 90 days, because then it's not going to make any sense at all.
Murdered Soul Suspect.
Yeah.
If that were to be in the rental service and Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty was in the rental service, Battlefield 4 and Call of Duty and games like that would fit into the $5, $7, up to 90 days, whatever, the first tier. However, game like Murdered Soul Suspect, you're gonna beat that, from what we've seen, in a week, if that even. So there's not gonna be many people that are doing that. So you're gonna need to completely change that whole pricing structure for everybody.
I hear like our streaming is a joke compared to other countries.
Well, we don't have speeds near as high as like Asia. Yeah, that's very
our
true.
Speeds are junk.
Yeah, and PlayStation Now supposedly is handling that pretty well. I heard most people in the beta are experiencing pretty good streaming with minimal lag.
Right.
But that kind of thing is only going to get better as time goes along, and Google Fiber
Like, for example,
comes out everywhere and stuff like
Netflix
that.
isn't even streaming at 1080p yet, is it?
No, yeah, Netflix is now streaming
are
at 1080p.
streaming,
So
yeah.
we're getting there. We're getting to that point now.
Yeah,
But
digital,
the thing is,
everything's gonna be digital. Everybody, you won't have like tangible physical collections anymore, which will be exciting.
the thing is, there's a huge difference between streaming video and streaming video games. Video game is all about input, and if the input has even half a second lag, that's way too much. It needs to be 33 milliseconds.
It has to be streamless.
There can be a little bit of lag. There can be 33 milliseconds, supposedly, is around kind of the cutoff. But that's where you kind of want to cut it off.
400 followers.
On Twitter. Or no, on Twitch. On Twitch. 400 followers on Twitch. Thank you so much, guys. We've hit a new milestone on Twitch. Really proud of that. Ow!
Is that really happening right now?
Yes, it is. I guess that's our 100 milestone when it comes to Twitch. But guys, if you haven't yet, I have a feeling most of the people in the room have. But please go on twitch.tv/levelupshow and heart us.
Is there any more shout-outs?
Yeah, I'll check it out real quick.
Any more Oh, Rick, he unfollowed and followed for a shout-out.
Yeah, we do have one more person here.
Where? Caleb MCD830.
Thank you for your Twitch heart. We really appreciate that. Guys, we're going to open up the lines for one last time, at least when it comes to this segment. So please call in Danny, specifically. We'd love for you to call in, man. And we can talk about any of the news stories we've already discussed. It might go in the chat room. I'm not sure if Mark is still here. But it's the Level Up Show on Skype. Spelled exactly how it sounds. No spaces. Kristen can also put it in there. That's the website. Could you put it in the Skype?
Which one? I want the Skype.
Yeah, could you put the Skype in there for me?
Wait, I just want to read something out. Our friend request. Oh God. Sin Kai Rocket? Sinky Rocket?
I said Sinky Rocket.
Crooking Thug. Kerry Noss. Da Birdman, 1985. Dogface, 24. JD White, 2. King of Deaths, 504. Man Reek DV, 3452. My Dark Passenger, 6. And Turkey Diab.
Thank you guys. Those are our PSN ads. Really appreciate that as well.
Okay.
As I said, the Skype is open. Kristen is about to post the ID in the chat room for you guys.
Here it is.
There you go. As she said, please do an audio call just to keep our bandwidth from failing on us. But please call in, and we can talk about any of the news stories we've already discussed.
You're welcome. I do acknowledge your comments. Thank you.
Let's call Chris Nordsey back. You want to try? I saw him call earlier.
Yeah, we can try it.
I have a good topic of the week. Not topic of the week.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Hey, Spike. Welcome to the room, man. DD 1992. Our PSNs are at the bottom there. Drew M 1788 and Noob Guru. Nordsey. Nordsey.
How you doing?
Good, man. We saw you called earlier. We felt bad that we didn't get to call you back, so we're doing it right now.
Oh, no problem.
What did you want to talk about, man?
Actually, it's kind of more into this segment anyway. It was the... I want to about the pricing of...
We're losing you a little bit. Chris, could you say that one more time for us?
What do you guys thought about the pricing of digital downloads through the stores versus like a retail?
I think that it's not really fair that they're the same price for the most part.
Yeah, I agree with in some ways on that. I mean, I feel like what's annoying to me, and it's more on principle, is that it's the same price just because it doesn't cost them nearly as much.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that it's unfair
Yeah.
to me because personally I'd rather have the digital one.
Yeah.
At this point, especially on the new systems, and
Right.
you know, having the physical one. You know, but knowing that they're saving money on each, you know, copy, you know, it's kind of annoying that I have to pay the same amount.
Yeah, definitely.
Plus, I feel like, especially for PlayStation Plus, you know, they could do something where they give you like a couple bucks off.
Yeah, that's the thing is the PlayStation Plus stuff is great. Like
Right.
those discounts are amazing for digital stuff. But obviously you need to be a PlayStation Plus member to do that. I do think that there should be at least a discount on every digital title, even if it's a minimal thing of $1 or $2. It just kind of makes sense just because they're not printing it on disc and they don't have to deal with the retail or all that kind of stuff. There should be some kind of incentive.
You figure
to
every
digital.
game that they send to a retailer, they let the retailer keep $3.
Yeah.
All right, so that's for every $60 game. I think it's for all the games. So that's $3 right there, plus the cost of actually putting it onto a disc and everything like that. So I think it should be about $5 difference at least.
Yeah, I do agree. I think $5 would probably be perfect. What do you think, Chris?
Basically, that's my thought. I mean, right now, I feel like there's no incentive for me to download a digital copy because if I want to play it in like 2 years and I've deleted it, I gotta re-download it. Whereas if I have the disc, I just throw it in the system. It's not a big deal.
My difference is going to be currently right now. I really, if I want to play something, you know, it's very easy for me just to choose it from my.
It sounds so lazy, but it really is convenient to just have everything right there in front of you. I will admit, I'm somebody that does like the idea of holding in your hand. I do like having the disc with the box art and all that kind of stuff. I miss that in a way, but the convenience of having everything right there on your system is very, very nice, I will say.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys again.
See you, Chris.
What
See.
What is their PSN? They're Drew M1788 and Noob Guru. If you want, he wants my PSN. I'll type it in.
Yeah. Type it in lowercase so it's easy for people to understand.
The lost.
He can add you so he can never see you go online.
Yeah.
Shut up.
We go on hers just to add people.
Shut up. Why tell everyone my secret?
Guys, we got another Twitter follow. Sharks44. Thanks for following us on Twitter, man. Really appreciate that. We'll hold off on shutting the lines down before we move on to our topic of the week. See if we can get one more call. If you could post it in the chat room one more time, our Skype.
Yup.
There you go. Call in on Skype, audio call at The Level Up Show.
Pretty quick.
Spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces, and we can talk about any of the big stories we discussed this week.
Wow, that was obnoxious.
You should have heard it 2 weeks ago. Literally scared the out of me.
Hey, Tyler, you're on The Level Up Show. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing great.
What do you want to talk about this week?
So I wanted to talk to you about, just staying on with this topic of downloadable games. What would you think about okay, so I feel like with the games being 99 cents like on the App Store and stuff, and I feel like everyone's expecting everyone to have games be free now. Do you think that'll drive down prices for console games?
It hasn't yet, right? I mean, an App Store's been around for a long time. He's saying, like, we've been seeing 99-cent games and free games, a lot of free games with ads in the App Store for a really long time, and it does really well. And that's what people are kind of coming to expect.
But that's also for mobile.
Yes.
Here's the thing. There's a completely different. They're when you're talking about games like that where they're free and 99 cents.
Yeah.
They're really geared towards a different type of people. Granted, people like us will maybe play them.
Yeah.
But we're really the minority when it comes to those types of games.
Yeah.
I feel like free to play is going to be bigger.
Yes, I do think so.
On the consoles and everything like that, which is similar, and it kind of. It didn't start on mobile, but it really started to take off. With mobile.
The thing is, Sony kind of tried a little bit something at that. If you remember, they abandoned it since, but they were doing PlayStation Minis, which were very, very much like mobile type games for the PlayStation Network, and they were 99 cents, just like you would see on the App Store. But I don't think they were doing that well because there's a difference between a console system and a mobile system. It's just people don't want to play mobile games on a console, and people don't want to play console games on a mobile. It's just and that's the problem with Vita in a lot of ways. People don't want to play console games on a Vita.
Look at Angry Birds and Flappy Bird and all those games that are on mobile and they take off on mobile. They actually have versions of them on the computer and they don't sell anything at all. So
yeah, and I feel a lot like the younger generation. Like I have a lot of friends that are, 10 and 12 and 14, and they all have iPod touches and things like that, and they're like, I'm not going to download anything that costs money because I don't have money.
Yeah.
And so I feel like when they get older, they're going to have that same perception where, if it's a little game, I don't think I should pay for it, though. The indie developer has spent years trying to make a game, but they're like, I don't want it because it's not free.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So that's just the thought that I had as far as like younger people expecting everything to be free, and it could cause a lot of trouble with developers.
It's possible. We're in a generation now where people do kind of expect the most, and gamers especially kind of have sometimes unrealistic expectations. I wrote an article on it actually on our website, thelevelupshow.com,
Oh, did you?
about
I'll check that out.
about gamers' expectations and how just they're becoming kind of ridiculous. I can't remember exactly what it said. I think it was Transistor. I remember when Transistor was announced to be $20, and people were like, "Why is this game $20? It should be free. We have PlayStation Plus. Why isn't this a free PlayStation Plus game?" It's like, do you expect every single game to come from an indie developer to be free? It's just that's not the way it is. People just expect way too much. They're given something, and then they always expect it from that point on, and it's unfortunate sometimes for the developers who have to kind of dodge that and try and please everybody.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
All right. Thanks for calling in, Tyler.
But yeah, you guys are awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thanks,
See
man.
ya.
Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Look at Boogie. He's such a baby.
I saw Mark post in the chat room, and it reminded me. Let's take a quick minute here to talk about our charity that we're trying to raise money for. Mark, if you could again post it in the chat room one more time. It's for Extra Life, and what it is a gaming fundraiser towards children's hospitals, a whole bunch of them for every state. But for us, we are trying to raise money for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, also known as CHOP. And if you go to the link that Mark has posted in the chat room multiple times, you'll find our Level Up Show charity page that you can donate directly towards, and it goes towards Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. And you can donate however much you want. It can be $5, $10, or you can set up a monthly payment. Whatever you guys want to do, of course, we will tremendously appreciate anything that you do. But the big thing is that this is leading up to October 25th. And on that day, we're going to be doing a 24-hour streaming marathon from 8 a.m. Saturday to 8 a.m. on Sunday. And we're going to have a whole bunch of different games that we play, and we're going to have shows like this one, of course, and we're going to try and have people come on as guests and a whole bunch of different stuff. We're going to make it into a real big deal, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So mark that date on your calendars, and maybe every week up until then, donate a little bit of money, help us out towards raising money for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia.
Evan Hare likes the name CHOP for hospital.
What was this? I'm sorry, what was that?
Evan Hare likes the name CHOP. He's like, I like the name CHOP.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's just really funny for a hospital.
I don't know if I want to do that just because we told people that was what we were going to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Donate 50 cents.
I think you can donate 50 cents. I think you can donate whatever you want, guys. We appreciate anything that you guys do. Doesn't matter. Weevils 303 Uncharted 4 pre-order for 12/2015. Yeah, placeholder date, of course. It probably will be the latter half of 2015. See you, Dave. And it is up on pre-order on PlayStation Network, which is kind of cool. Hey, Liam, you're on the Level Up Show. How you doing?
Yeah, good. I'm quite a distant follower.
Okay.
From
where are you
from the recent people. I'm from New Zealand.
New Zealand. Awesome. Oh, very cool.
Quite a far place away. I want to talk about three things.
Okay, go ahead.
Off topic from everything else you've said today. The new GTA not the new GTA coming out, the GTA 5 coming out on PlayStation.
Yeah, and Xbox as well.
Well, yeah, and Xbox.
Yeah.
PlayStation's kind of the way I go now.
Right.
Well, that and PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a good game for what it is. They boosted it quite a bit. I saw on Game Planet New Zealand, you probably wouldn't see this, but the maker of Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah, Hideo Kojima, yeah.
Yeah, he posted how he was depressed. Well, not depressed, but
Yeah, that's why you didn't put that in the news again.
This is the second time he said this. We've already covered the story in a way. It's kind of funny. Hideo Kojima, this is the second time he's been depressed by GTA 5. He was depressed the first time it was even shown, even for PS3 and Xbox 360, because he was blown away by how expansive the world was
Right.
and how much they were offering. I mean, granted, Rockstar is a much bigger developer than Konami is, but now that he's seeing that it's ported to the next gen consoles, now it's like, oh damn, like it was already bad enough that it was on last gen consoles.
Right,
It looked
now I have
amazing.
to compete with
Now I have to
this.
compete with it directly on next gen consoles, and it really looks good. It seems like they're upgrading the graphics and they're doing a lot of cool things with it. So yeah, he's a little depressed that it might take a little bit of the spotlight away from him. But he did also say that and he's right, they're entirely different games. They're both open world. This is the first time you're seeing a Metal Gear open world game, but the vibe of Grand Theft Auto and Metal Gear is just so drastically different that I don't think he has anything to worry about.
No.
They're going to sell to different people. He might have there's going to be an overlap there, but I don't think they're going to affect each other in any way, in my opinion.
oh, yeah, exactly. Sorry, just blowing my eye out. I remember, you know how GTA, well, Rockstar kind of stuffed up with the whole releasing GTA 5 on old gen, so Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and that kind of stuff. They kind of stuffed it up in a way that, especially with like, online, there were so many glitches and they needed to patch quite a bit of stuff. Like, that's going to happen with any game, but hopefully now, because they have technically a second time to release this game, like another start to it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they go better with the whole releasing of it than the last time they did.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. There were some complaints the last time around. But, they've had a lot of time since the PS3 and 360 version. They clearly are taking their time with this, and they're making it into a next-gen version. They're not just half-assing it, from what I can tell. It did look impressive when I saw the trailer. Glitches are an entirely different thing, though. I know GTA Online had an enormous number of glitches at the beginning, and that really turned a ton of people off from it. Maybe they learned their lesson from that, and this is going to come out completely 100% the way it should have been for PS4 and Xbox One. That's what we're going to hope. I'm going to play it now, I think, for the first time, because I did not play it on last-gen consoles.
Well, it is quite a good game. I do recommend it.
I will.
I got to about 150 online. It did kind of put me off the game a little bit, all the glitches and stuff.
Yeah.
But you kind of wait it out because you know it's going to be such a good game.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Thanks so much for calling in, Liam.
I'll say thank you.
Thank you. Later. Yeah, that was a little tough to hear Liam there, but got most of what he was saying about GTA 5. And of course, it coming to PS4 and Xbox One as we predicted way back. And the thing is, it's funny. We keep saying that I was the one who said September and you were the one that says October.
Right.
But I'm starting to think it was the other way around. So I'm going to go back to earlier episodes and I'm going to try and see if I can find that episode.
No, I said October.
I could have sworn I was the one who said October.
No,
but
I said October 14th or something like that.
that's what I thought. I thought it was you said it September 14th and I said October 14th or something like that. But I'm going to check. I'll make sure. I'm going to go back to an earlier episode.
You just are really getting scared of getting slapped.
But I just want to make sure this is a big deal. This is a slap bet. I don't want to be slapped when I didn't say September. I just want to make sure I said September because it was so long ago that I forget.
You're scared about this.
Yes, I don't want to be slapped. I don't want to be slapped at all. Okay. Let's shut off the lines for now, and let's talk a little bit about our topic of the week, and that can lead into
One more thing before I forgot to,
Yeah.
was the whole thing. Someone actually brought it up in the chat about the hidden code for the better graphics in Watch Dogs.
What did that happen? No, I didn't see that.
So modders found some coding
Yeah.
in Watch Dogs on actual things that we saw. So remember how when Watch Dogs was first shown off, and it looked really great, it looked expansive, and it looked like there was a lot going on.
Yeah.
And then we saw it again later on, and it didn't look as good.
Yeah.
Well, one of those reasons was the coding they showed off at the E3
Yeah.
had a lot more active things going on, like rain.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 10 times the amount of active people in the map.
And then they got rid of that because it slowed down the game or
According to
something.
them, it slowed down the game.
Okay.
Now, there are people on PC that have been using it and have been playing the entire game that way.
GeoFan just wants me to make a video when I find out who who did say October. I will. I'm gonna look into that. It might take me a while because I have no idea what episode it was, but I'm gonna find it. I'll find it at some point.
But anyway, no, there are people who've been playing it on PC with all these things unlocked, and they haven't found any slowdown anywhere. So they're kind of getting annoyed that they feel the PC version got the shaft, just to balance it out with the console version, so it did look better than PS4 and Xbox One, which makes sense and is also pretty shitty. So,
if you want, real quick, we got a couple Twitter ads and a couple Twitch and one Twitch ad.
Dub Georgie, and you have. Do you want the other two?
Yep, on Twitter.
Sharmarke Walker. No,
Joe's here.
Sharmarke Walker and Spike the Dragon.
Those are Twitter and Twitch there. Thanks so much, guys. And
Bye,
also thank you to
Abskater.
Sharks for your friend request. And welcome to Joe Ventura in the chat room. Always love when Joe's in here.
By Abskater.
Yeah,
And Abskater.
Abskater. Take it easy, pal.
Yeah, I think last week Abskater was a big guy in the chat room and made a lot of great comments. So thanks for coming in, Abskater. Guys, I think this will lead to, a lot of calls and discussion. So we're gonna quickly go through our topic of the week, the idea behind it. We already kind of mentioned it earlier when we were talking about Destiny and also about Miyamoto talking about why he doesn't want to do virtual reality. It's kind of a question. Will all future video games be socially focused at its core? Because let's look at E3. We have all the big developers. I'm going to focus on the big developers, not indies. We had Destiny, right? We had Assassin's Creed Unity, Far Cry 4, Sunset Overdrive. Let's see, what else? Little Big Planet 3, Splatoons.
What are you talking about?
All these games are co-op and massively multiplayer focused. All of them.
Yes.
All Rainbow Six Siege, The Division.
Rainbow Six Siege is not massively multiplayer.
It's co-op focused. So we're talking about multiplayer in general, like a socially connected game, socially focused, and a majority, I would say majority of the games shown at the AAA developers and whatnot were really showing that they're pushing towards that. So some people recently have come out and kind of shown a little bit of fear and worry at this, actually, because they're worried that the single player gamer is not really as valuable as it used to be. Because really, a lot of people sell back their games now, and that's not what these developers want. They want you to hold on to your game. They want you to be buying DLC. They want you to be buying map packs. And the way to really get people to do that is getting them entrenched in the social experience, getting them entrenched in the massively multiplayer aspect or the co-op or whatever to keep people playing together. It's not a bad thing. That's awesome that's a part of gaming now. But the fear is, what if it comes to a point where the single player gamer is so invaluable that they no longer focus on the single-player campaign. You see it already with Call of Duty. I mean, every single game that comes out, the campaign gets an hour shorter. What we got now it's down to 4 hours now. They don't care at all because anyone who buys Call of Duty now cares about the multiplayer portion of the game. This is an extreme example, and I do not think would happen. But Uncharted, I wouldn't be surprised if they add co-op into the Uncharted 4. But if they do it, I have a feeling it'll probably just be more like you control the AI character, get your friend to jump in there real quick. Single player will still be the primary focus. Right. The Order is another one where, fortunately, it sounds like they're focusing on the single player. They were like, we don't have the time for the co-op right now. We're focusing on single player. Another one is Batman Arkham Knight, another game where they literally said no to WB. We do not want multiplayer. This is a single player game. Let us focus on that. Good. That's what I hope stays around. And this is coming from somebody that is single player focused. I understand Mike here he loves single player games, but you are very multiplayer focused guys. You love playing with your friends. You love the social aspect of Destiny, for instance. So I'm interested in you guys. I want to find out, is there any concern at all after this E3 that single player portions of games, the campaigns that we're used to from the past, are going to kind of become more and more rare? I have some concerns, but I do hope that there's always going to be a balance there. So,
yeah,
Chris,
I want the balance aspect.
There needs to be a balance, right?
Yeah, I want to be able to play my games, by myself or play with friends. I don't want there to be
that's
primary.
weird.
Yeah, like for instance, some people, we don't know for sure yet. There's a game called The Division, which looks great. Some people are thinking that there is literally no way to play that game by yourself. You might be forced to play that game co-op. It's possible. We don't know yet. But I know myself, like, I might like to play that game by myself. I know the Division is primarily developed as a co-op game, but I sometimes I just like to sit by myself and tune out everything else. I don't want someone speaking in my ear and all that kind of stuff, and I just want to focus on the experience.
I think Joe was saying that he's scared about Assassin's Creed.
Okay, Joe, I just opened up the line, so you can call in if you want. Would you post it in the chat room real quick? Our Skype. So, guys, our Skype is active right now. We're live online. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. Kristen is going to post it in the chat room right
I
now.
had backspace the other one. I was wrong. I'm sorry I'm not as quick as Mark.
It's all good.
Mark is always on the ball. I'm just a slacker. And I hate this computer thing.
There it is. Okay.
That booty.
Yeah, Kristen just posted in the chat room. Call it on Skype. There we go. Right now. Yep.
Joey! Joseph!
Thanks for calling in, man.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just
what's
fine.
going on, bud?
Yeah, I saw in the chat room, or Mike did, that Assassin's Creed Unity has you a little bit worried.
Yeah, because it's like, Assassin's Creed's been a single-player game, and from my experience, when you play single-player games, if it's just single-player, there's a lot in it. The quality of the game is where it should be, as to where, when you have, four-player co-ops, especially the whole drop-in and drop-out thing, it's meant to be played with four people. You usually don't have as much fun playing a four-player co-op game by yourself.
Yeah.
That's where I'm actually really interested to see more, and I was really hoping to see more on this. And I'm kind of annoyed that it's been talked about for so long, and it's actually not that far away from being released.
Yeah.
And they didn't actually show more on what it's going to be like for the drop in and drop out.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. A little bit of a worry on that, but I'm not too worried.
And it's still probably going to be good. It's like Borderlands. I love Borderlands, but I don't have as much fun playing by
Right. That's what actually sucked for me is I played through it once with a few friends, actually 3 other friends, and we played through the whole thing. I got a bunch of really awesome stuff, and then I wanted to go back and play, and they were already done. They moved on to something else, and I didn't really have much people to play with, and it wasn't nearly as entertaining, so I just stopped playing it.
That's exactly what
Right. I would wait to play it until I found someone to play with me, and then they would play a couple, maybe once for about 10 minutes.
Yep.
And then they didn't play again.
Because I'm not that type of gamer. But Joe, let's take something that's near and dear to your heart. What if Zelda were to add a co-op mode?
Ooh, why do you keep going there, man?
Because I know that's important to you. I know you love Zelda, so... And obviously, since the beginning of time, Zelda has been a single-player focused game except for 4 Swords. And so, what would happen if we find out that Zelda Wii U is a co-op game, and the character that we're seeing on the horse is the second character?
I'm very open to change. I am not. As long as the game can still be if I can play the game, then I can say, "Damn, that was a good Zelda game." I'm okay if it's co-op. If it's just 2 people, that would be a pretty fun game, I would say.
Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't hate on it.
Yeah, as long as they still have the option for you to play single player, and it's still just as good as you would imagine, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the big deal, is that when you play the game, you don't want to feel like, oh man, this is worse because they focused on something else. They took the core fan and what they love, the single player experience, and they lessened that because they had a portion of their team working on the co-op at the same time.
Oh, you know who did it really well? Freaking Journey. Journey was awesome. You could play by yourself or you could play with someone.
Definitely.
You didn't necessarily have to play with them, and it was a great game.
And it was an entirely different experience depending on how you played it. Both amazing, but entirely different. Yeah.
Journey was beautiful.
Journey is beautiful. Definitely.
It was the feels. That's what Journey.
The feels. The feels. My emotions. Yeah, definitely, man. All right, thanks for calling in, Joe.
All right, guys.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Do I have a favorite actor and actress?
Go ahead. Sandra Bullock.
Do I?
Actor or actress? I mean, this doesn't really have to do with their acting ability, but you love Chris Evans.
Yeah, that's just because of his looks.
Yeah.
I really liked Rachel McAdams. I think she's really good.
I think you have to go by actor or actress that you've liked, that's been around for decades. Yeah. And current actor or actress who's kind of been in the spotlight for the last 5 years.
I know. I really
for me, favorite actor right now would probably be what's his face from Silver Linings Playbook.
Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley Cooper. That guy's the fucking man.
Yeah, he is very good. Like, yeah, I mean, if you go back to the beginning, you'll be like Jack Nicholson, Tom Hanks,
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Daniel Day-Lewis, I think, is one of the
Morgan
best actors
Freeman.
out there. Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, I was thinking more movie-wise, but Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah, definitely.
Kiefer Sutherland,
And not just a
man.
TV guy though. Kiefer Sutherland's been around since, The
Yeah.
Body or Stand by Me. I
I
should
really
say.
like Kiefer Sutherland.
Yeah.
I like Rachel McAdams. I think she's great.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a huge movie buff, so I could go on and on
I like
about favorite
Sandra Bullock.
actors.
Not just because you think we look alike, but
She was excellent in Gravity.
yeah.
You know who's
very
impressing
good.
me more and more is I know they get a lot of crap for it, Ben Affleck.
No, Ben Affleck definitely,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
More from a directing aspect, but
Right.
even his acting has definitely improved over time.
DiCaprio.
DiCaprio's always
Yeah,
been great.
DiCaprio.
No matter what people want to hate on him for,
Yeah, it's
he's
amazing
always
how
been a
that guy
solid actor.
transformed.
He
More
kind of
from
went a
that
little
guy.
bit too
Will
far in
Smith.
what's Eating Gilbert
Yeah, Will
Grape.
Smith.
Yes. Yes, you never go full retard,
retard.
yeah.
How about female actress though? That's,
Leah Thompson, that's an interesting,
Yeah,
that's a
is
girl that hasn't been around for a while.
You know who's awesome is Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah, she's great, yeah.
She's freaking awesome.
Actress is more difficult for me for some
It
reason.
is more difficult. That's why I'm trying to think of awesome actresses.
Sandra
I
Bullock is really
enjoy.
I mean, right now, Jennifer Lawrence is really, obviously a really great
Yeah.
new actress.
Yeah, she's good.
But yeah, I mean,
Sandra Bullock is impressing me more and more though.
definitely, yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely, yeah. Guys, our lines are still open. Sorry, we're getting off topic, but if you'd like to call in, Kristen is going to post it in the chat room. Mark just did as well. It's the Level Up Show, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces on Skype.
Michelle Rodriguez.
Dude,
I
Right
hate
now
her.
we're in
dude,
the,
dude,
Humble
Mark,
Bag.
it's a transformer.
What?
That is awesome.
All I heard was Elmer the Bud or whatever his name is.
I know, I can't even do it. Like, how do you
And we
even...
can't forget that we're in the middle of the McConaughey
It's a-
right
The
now.
McConaughey. You're right. How did I forget about
Transformer.
Matthew McConaughey?
Yep.
After True Detective, he became one of my favorite actors
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
good too.
Yeah,
And
I think we've been
we
on
watched
Transformer.
on the plane ride. We watched Dallas Buyers Club.
Yeah.
Oh, did you finally watch it?
Yeah, it was very
What
good. I mean, acting was great. The movie itself, I wasn't
Right,
like
it was-
blown
I-
away
I-
by.
was like a little
You probably had the same
Yeah.
thing as I did.
I was a little bored.
Acting was
How crazy was
great,
that? Was what's his name's role?
Jared Leto.
Jared Leto.
He was unbelievable in that.
I completely forgot that it was him for the first half hour.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive
Oh,
from both
how
of
could
them.
I forget?
Ryan Reynolds, we got in the room.
Yeah.
Jennifer
Really?
Grey. We're just going old school in the chat room right now.
No,
Jennifer
Aaron Paul.
Grey.
Harry Paul, yeah. Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, and Bryan
Dude.
Cranston.
Yeah,
Dude,
definitely.
Bette Midler.
Solid.
Bette Midler all the way.
Definitely. Let's see.
Diane
Jennifer
Keaton.
Lawrence, hello. I said Jennifer Lawrence, Mark. Come on now. I thought he played awesome Deadpool in Origins from Reynolds. That was a very different Deadpool, that's for sure. Not that I know that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way when it came to how they portrayed him. Damian Lewis from Homeland, for sure. Yeah, definitely great. Also, Daniel Day-Lewis is one of the best actors out there. Mark, I don't want to hear it. Yeah, man. Guys, we're taking calls. Anyone who wants to call in, please do. We're also on the chat room. If you want to get back on gaming, please do.
Michael C. Hall, Uma Thurman, Jim Carrey, Julia Roberts.
Russell Crowe.
Norman Reedus from Walking Dead. All right, we got a whole new stream of stuff going
Meryl
now.
Streep,
Meryl Streep, obviously. Yeah, Meryl Streep's one of the best ever.
John Belushi,
Yep. Barakapool.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Barack.
Yeah, Levin is actually a very good
That's
actor.
pretty good actually. He's gotten better.
He's getting better and better. Yeah, Robert De Niro, classic. Julia Roberts was really good in the new movie with Meryl Streep. I can't remember what it's called. It was a very much like a family drama, but they were both excellent in that.
Alan Rickman.
Yeah, Alan
He's a good
Rickman
one.
kicks
Yeah,
ass,
yeah.
man.
Definitely.
Maria,
I mean,
if
it's
he's saying I look like
Snake.
Maria Menounos,
All the
that's
way.
good. 'cause
That's a
she's-
compliment,
She's
yeah.
really pretty.
Yeah, she is.
Steve Buscemi, great, yeah.
Yeah, Steve's...
Who watched Fargo in here? Speaking of Steve Buscemi.
Don't spoil it for me. 'cause
That
I
was a
really
great
am
show.
gonna watch
That
it.
was a really great show. Hit
Yeah,
My
it
Dark
was.
Passenger games. Yeah, I know. We're trying to get back on games, but everyone wants to talk about actors and actresses now. The lines are still open though, guys. Could you post it one more time? Danny Danger just said Kevin Spacey. Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, yeah.
House of Cards, man. And let's not forget Advanced Warfare.
Dude, remember... it was...
I'm so surprised he didn't come out on the stage. for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that would have taken up too much time. They were games this E3. So Kevin Spacey coming out on stage would have been against that.
All right, we gotta talk games now.
All right,
Danny
so
Danger,
let's go back to it.
beefy.
When are we gonna do my thing?
On the spot, I was kind of hoping to get a little bit more calls for gaming before we got to that, because that usually wraps up the show. Drive Club. All right, that's just a word, but we can go with that. Drive Club. That's another
Is that an
socially connected game.
Is that an actor?
No, but it's a socially connected game.
Okay.
Even racing, we're getting into this thing where it's all about the social connectivity. But I think it works very well for racing.
Right.
Obviously, that's the perfect genre for a socially
And
connected
that's
world.
actually what's interesting is that's one of those games where just like Destiny, it actually interested you into it just
Exactly,
because
yes.
of the multiplayer.
There's obviously
Yeah,
certain
you-
games where that's the draw.
Right, there are games that you personally wouldn't buy, go out and buy, but games like Drive Club and Destiny, you would just because of the multiplayer aspect. So even though you don't like the single player, or you don't like missing out on the single player, you are still open to the multiplayer aspects. of it.
Definitely, I that's for sure. I don't want to act like I'm not into multiplayer whatsoever. That's not the truth. Nice, Ventera. He had 126 viewers. Good for you, man. That's
Nice.
awesome.
Yeah, it's been a little slow night for us.
It has been slow. I'm not sure if maybe people are out
on
tonight.
the shore.
Yeah, they could be. People are down
People
the
are
shore.
on vacation. It's summer. People are on vacation.
Yeah, we have no idea what summer is going to be like. We've never had a summer before, so.
Yeah, it's always been winter here, so
Forever,
Yeah.
ever.
it's
Forever,
completely opposite of
ever,
Game of
ever.
Thrones.
Steezy Hopkins is asking about Titanfall 2 on PS4.
Ah,
The-
boy, Steezy.
Steezy. The rumors are that Titanfall 2 will come to PS4, and I wouldn't not be
Right.
surprised whatsoever.
Especially after the interview with
Yes.
West.
And the underwhelming sales for Xbox One, at least. I think it's doing pretty well on Xbox 360, and overall, it's a very well-performing game from a sales perspective. But I don't think it's selling enough to justify whatever they're losing from being exclusive. So I think you'll see Titanfall 2 on PS4
Yeah,
for sure.
Andrew,
Andrew,
you're such a
such a
multiplayer hater.
multiplayer hater.
I'm sorry, Diarrhea Jason, DJ, Westfire, Jason. Jason!
Jason.
What about Dragon Age? I don't know too much about Dragon Age, but I do think that's very co-op centric, right?
Not normally.
Not normally? Okay. Is the new one, do you know?
Yeah, I think it is.
It is. There you go. So even more so, we got more and more games taking that. Evolve, another one that is very much focused on the multiplayer.
Yeah, but I mean that's not very much focus. It is.
Yeah, it is the
all
multiplayer. You can't play that game without multiplayer.
No.
Yep.
No. Oh my God, those videos are awesome.
That does look like a good game, though. I agree. I don't know if it should be 60. It depends on how much content is there, but
Right.
we'll see as time goes on. Bloodborne will probably be a single-player focused game, but like Demon Souls, Dark Souls, it's going to have that asymmetric, I think they call it, multiplayer, where people can kind of influence your game and you can see things that are left behind by that player and stuff like that. But I think that's a cool way to incorporate the social aspect without making it dominate your game. It's obviously a choice. So, no, Dragon Age is a single-player game. Okay. How do you get alpha of Destiny for PS4? It is over,
done.
Happy Killer. Unfortunately, it ended last Sunday.
I thought
right?
it was a beta.
It was an alpha. Beta is coming on July 17th.
Oh.
There's alpha testing originally, and then I don't know why they called it alpha. I mean, they could have.
I think that what they realized is that there wasn't enough word of mouth on the game, actually. I think that they realized it wasn't taking off like they wanted to, and like, oh, we got to get something out there now. We have a beta planned, let's do an alpha, even though it's basically a beta. Like, I feel like it was that far along. But it worked. People are talking about Destiny. It had 6 million or whatever matches played. It worked. So good for them. Now the beta, I think, will be even better because of it. So good news for Bungie.
Ow!
It's a crappy clock. How dare you? GFN, can't wait for LVP3. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it too. I hope it
It'll be
differentiates itself enough
I
from
don't
the
know.
others.
I don't know if it's gonna be like blow me away. I feel like it's more of like a expansive DLC pack. Like
I feel like that's what it was supposed to be.
They
Yeah.
play at 2.5.
Yeah, I agree. I do feel like it's a little bit of that. That doesn't mean it'll be a bad game. I just feel like it's not the full PS4 Little Big Planet that I wanted. I was kind of hoping for them to kind of switch up the name a little bit, expand it into full 3D as opposed to just more depth, and
Right.
really do something crazy with it. But
Well, real quick, Happy Killer wants to know will the beta be free? Yes, as long as you have your code already by
Yeah.
signing up on Bungie or pre-ordering the game. And someone wants to know why we don't stream more than once a week.
because
we
we
have
don't the
way
time.
too much to do, and I feel like honestly we just get played out.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, there are some times where it's just there's not enough going on to talk
Yeah,
about.
Yeah,
how much
where
can you cover?
We both really hate talking about the same things over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of people in here right now commenting and asking questions on things that we've already talked about
Yeah.
earlier in the show, let alone other times. So, that's the only reason why we haven't responded to everything.
Yeah.
And if we did a show every day, that's what we would do. We would literally talk about the same 3 games over and over again, probably.
There's a potential for us to do like 2 times a week, but every day I think is a no-go for us. It's just I don't think it really makes sense for us.
No.
We do 2 hours, 2.5 hour shows. It doesn't really make sense to do that more than twice a week.
No, I agree.
What were you gonna say?
No, because we have real jobs and stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely.
We have lives.
So we have jobs that we actually get paid for. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we love doing this. We don't need to get paid for this. That's why we do it. Definitely. Guys, one more time I'm going to say it. If you guys want to call in, we'll take one more caller. Kristen just posted it in the chat room. It's the Level Up Show on Skype, spelled exactly how it sounds, no spaces. Call in and we can talk about anything you guys want, gaming-wise at least. And then we'll do on the spot real quick. You got yours lined up?
yeah.
Great.
What happened to my stupid? Look, all my.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead. We kept getting Dying Light questions. I don't know if
Really?
the person is asking if it's co-op. I don't think it is.
Dying Light.
Dying Light,
Yeah.
which is kind of
Yeah.
Mirror's Edge meets Dead Island. It is co-op.
It's co-op.
Okay, that's cool. So that kind of works. Dying Light kind of
Yeah.
makes sense for co-op.
Play Resogun with Joey. He wants to beat it.
Okay. Has the DLC come out yet? Because I kind of was waiting for that. I'm not sure when that comes out here.
He's never
It's
beat it
called.
yet, though.
Okay. I'll have to play it with you. I won't be doing that tonight, but maybe next time I see you on, Joe, we can play some
Oh,
Resident
and
Evil.
Joey, I saw you said you got Battlefield 4. I'll play with you. You have to invite me.
Another quick reminder, Mark keeps posting it in the chat room. Check out the Extra Life website that Mark is posting. That is a fundraiser charity that we're working towards for Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. Greg, I made it. Nice. You made it late because we're about to kind of shut down pretty soon.
Yeah.
But thanks for coming in, Greg.
Someone else said, oh shit, I missed already. It already went by. Kind of quiet on Last Guardian news.
Yeah, I was actually going to address that too.
Well, we're both assuming it's going to be talked about in about, what, a month and a half?
It's either going to be Gamescom or TGS.
Most likely
It's
TGS.
got to be one of those. It has to be.
It's never going to happen, guys.
No, I really do
That
think
game is never going to happen.
Are we doing a bet, Antoine?
Yeah, I bet you that game never happens.
Okay, that is
You really wanna
that's a
start that
bet that I could really take you on.
Our
Slap bet.
We do Slack bets. I hope you know this.
I bet you that game will not be.
I'll give you a better bet. You're betting that it won't be revealed this year.
No. I'm betting you that game will not be on your TV screen before 2016.
Bye, Mark.
I'll take that bet.
I'll take
Everyone
it.
say bye,
I think
Mark.
Last Guardian will come out next year. Slap bet.
Slack bet.
Slap bet.
Kristen, Slack bet commissioner.
Okay.
Wait,
Am I
what
shaking
bet?
your hand too? Because I don't know what you're betting towards.
No.
I'm betting that it comes out next year.
Yeah,
Well,
so
Andrew's
what?
on.
Okay, this is between me and Anthony. Slap bet. I say Last Guardian is 2015. You're saying it's not. It's anything after
Bye, Mark.
2015.
Can we, wait,
No one
can we-
cares
well, I
right
should
now
be saying
about
too,
you.
because I disagree with him. Can we do a dual slap if we win? Like, I get left side and you get right?
Why? How do you disagree?
No, I agree with you. Disagree.
Oh, that would be unfair to give him two slaps from two different people. No,
But that would be awesome.
This started between me and him. It's finishing between me and him. Okay.
We're finishing.
Manteria, come on! You
you
don't
know
even think it's gonna happen either? If I were to bet, I really do think Last Guardian will be re-revealed this year, either at Gamescom or TGS for a 2015 release. That is my bet, and I'm sticking to it. I have hope. I have faith. All right. Clearly, Shuhei Yoshida is not gonna let this game go.
That the co-op is for the online version of Don't Starve, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so.
All right.
But there
Starts next week.
that comes next week.
Yeah.
Nice. That was such a fun game. I think that'll be really cool in co-op for sure.
You all right, Kristen?
Yeah, I just don't want to sit I don't want to sit in this chair anymore.
GFN is
I know,
guessing
feeling.
early 2016. Yeah, I don't care. I think anytime 2015. I just think it'll be 2015. All right, let's move on to On the Spot. Guys, I'm going to shut off the Skype lines. Thanks to anyone who called in. Thanks for anyone who added us. I'll say really quick before we move on to On the Spot. If you haven't added us yet on any of these different channels and websites, please do. Twitch.tv/levelupshow. If you heart us there, you'll get email notifications whenever we go live. Go on Twitter, add us on at the Level Up Show, Level spelled LVL. We're very active on Twitter as well as Facebook. Like us there. Check out our website, thelevelupshow.com. We have reviews, editorials, a lot of other stuff on there. And big one for us now, we've seen a few people subscribe tonight. YouTube.com/thelevelupshow, Level spelled LVL. We're going to post all of our archived live shows on there, a whole bunch of other special videos as well. And then finally, I am Drew M1788 on PSN, and Mike is Noob Guru. Please add both of us. We both have PS4s. We love talking with you guys. Really appreciate that. So yeah, On the Spot.
You have your topic?
I do. It's not really a topic, it's more of a question.
Okay.
What is the last thing you took a picture of in your phone?
Okay.
My penis.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but it has to be something that you can actually show it, and no one can see it.
Okay, this is kind of funny. The last thing I took a picture of in my phone is something that we're working on for the Level Up show.
Oh, damn it.
Probably maybe like a logo design, so gonna put that out there.
Mine was work related.
Okay.
What is it?
It's literally a picture of a freaking store.
That's
But,
lame.
yeah, mine is a conceptual art piece for our new logo design that we're working on. So
Oh, more exciting.
we'll give you more input on that in the future. We did tweet out a little tease of what we're working on logo-wise, so keep an eye on that.
The last thing I took a picture of was the Backstreet Boys concert.
Which, let me see the picture.
It was just a picture of them at the concert.
Okay, I thought it was going to be like Nick Carter thrusting his pelvis towards you.
No, well, there's a picture of his face.
Nice, Greg.
Anthony,
Nice.
what was the last picture you took?
I was at the party yesterday that I was at.
The one where you got married?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, what is the
Engagement
last...
party.
Oh,
We're going to get a lot of penis. It already started. Dougie Fresh took a picture of his penis. Good for you, man.
Oh, come on, I want a fun
Dougie
one.
Fresh, we have to be able to actually see it.
Yeah. If you send it to us, we will display it for everyone to see.
No, it
Which
was
in
literally-
his case isn't that big of a deal because it's probably going to just be dark.
Yes.
What?
Vantera, Mad Jelly, I love Backstreet Boys. There you go. That's why you can love Joe even more now.
Yeah. No, we don't get paid to stream.
No, we just do
Yeah.
this because we love it, guys.
Yeah, you should definitely share.
I mean, if you go on our
Oh,
website, we
there
do
you
have like a donation
How do I-
page, but
just go up there and just.
if you guys want to check out the donation page, there's one for Extra Life, there's one for us. But we do this because we love it, so
So,
Tilt
DJ's last...
tilt it, tilt it, tilt it, tilt it.
Talk, let me talk.
There you go.
There you go. Look so happy together.
DJ's last picture was the
There you go.
deck he is building.
Oh, cool.
Oh, that's cool, man. Thoughts on PS Now prices IGN review? We talked about it earlier. I really hope that it's just them testing the waters because those prices are pretty ridiculous. Especially considering I can get Final Fantasy 13-2 for $17.50 on Amazon, and I don't have to spend $30 to rent it for 90 days. So, yeah, they definitely need to work on that, and I hope that they realize people are just flipping shit over that. It's not going to work if those are the prices. It's just going to bomb for them.
Anyone else want to share the last thing they took a picture of? Anyone have anything
How
funny?
about in the meantime, while we wait, you can read off our...
I thought that'd be a better topic. I'm sorry. I thought it was fun.
Kristen, you really are just glowing. Like,
Yeah, I
you
know.
have to just own it. Just,
All right, I'll just read this one
own
off.
it.
Korean Horn, 84, thanks for subscribing to us on YouTube. And also thank you to Turn N4 Gears for your friend request. Really appreciate that, guys.
Obviously, yes.
Ow, sorry.
My husband
Thank
is
you,
very
Team
knowledgeable.
Mojo. That's really nice of you.
Yeah, he's a good man.
I'm a good man.
No, he's a good man.
Oh, okay, not me. I'm sorry.
No, you're a good
I'm
man.
not a good man.
No, you're a good man, but King Mojo.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
Yeah. What's that from?
So shout out to Karan Horn 84.
Yes, subscribing.
DT, I'm guessing it's like chiropractor 97. We already did Spike the Dragon.
Yeah, that's it. We already read off all the other ones.
Tell you what.
Thank you anyone who has added us on Twitch and Twitter and YouTube, subscribed to us tonight, added us on PSN. We really appreciate all
I'm
of them.
pregnant.
Did you get everybody? Yep. Very nice. Okay, I think we should wrap up, guys.
Wait, hold on a second. You have big news that you guys haven't
It's up
announced.
to you if you want to share it.
And now we'll wait till Mark's back.
Wait till Mark's
Yeah,
back.
that's what-
Okay, we have big news for next week. We'll save it for then when Mark is here. It's more personal news than
it's
like
not-
gaming news.
Oh my god, it's not a baby.
It's not. Kristen is not pregnant. We're gonna get out of the way right now. Kristen is not pregnant.
Not yet.
No, not for a while.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. You never know.
Are you serious?
You gotta
What?
turn that shit up.
Turn up.
Hold on. Hold on.
What are
I'm
you
God
messing it
damn.
up?
Gonna bring the flame, I'll show you how.
My favorite band ever.
Got a question for you, better answer now. Yeah. Am I original? Yeah. Am I the only one?
Turn up. No one
Yes,
says
it
turn
is.
up.
Thank you, Dougie Fresh, for your friend request. He's the guy that wanted to send us his penis. Nice. Ooh.
Am I everything
We danced at our wedding. We got a whole line of people dancing. We're not stand up and dance to it.
Why?
That's not dance.
This is it.
Do the dance. I know
That's
it.
the
Okay.
ESP Collide. Look at our numbers drop.
Oh, people are leaving. We're wrapping up.
Level up.
Level up, guys. Thanks for watching. Kristen. See you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next week.